Super awkward Funcast. You're listening to the Super Awkward Funcast. Yeah.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of this ongoing series, which you can find in the playlists on my channel right here. Blake Lively v. Wayfarer segment is the beginning of it, but the Blake Lively v. Wayfarer Unsealed Texts and Emails Timeline deep dive. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We started this with Iced Out, that episode that I did of the pod, the Super Awkward Funcast, which was a month ago. All right, so since then, we've done another episode. Check it out. I hate to say I told you so, about the Epstein files mainly. So if you're into that, go ahead and watch it. Got a new radio play, The Matrix from before. Some good stuff there. The last episode, if you haven't seen it, we are going in order, so that would be helpful. And this is what we're going by. So this is our timeline here. So where we left off was June 18th, 2024, with Jamie Heath approving the producer credit for Blake Lively. I forgot to mention, on the 17th, we had this video released, which is very important. So this, I skipped to the most important part, but this is the big book bonanza, and this was in Gaylord, Texan Resort and Convention Center in Grapevine, Texas, on Friday, June 14, 2024, in promotion of the movie It Ends With Us. And this is proof, basically, that Blake, without anybody else's input, decided to show the entire movie to this group of people in the audience, the readers. And this is how that went. And this is going into the Colleen, Hoover, and Blake Lively text, which happened a couple of days later after this was posted. So here we go.
I mean, on behalf of all of us, thank you guys so much. We will be seated come August for It Ends With Us, right? Give it up one more time for Blake Lively,
Hold on.
Brandon Skelner, and Colleen Hoover.
Hold on, Denny. One second. We got a little surprise for you guys.
Another one?
It's not cinnamon rolls from Jersey. I wish it was. But tomorrow night, are you guys free? Because we got buses. We got a little clip from the movie that we've edited to get marketing's put together, like a little piece of the movie. At Comic-Con, they do that. This is like Comic-Con, but for women. I've coined it Coho-Macon.
What is this?
Oh shoot, I forgot to tell you. We have a clip of the movie.
You're showing them? You haven't even showed me?
No, I mean, I don't know. We thought normally at Comic-Con they do 3 minutes, so we put together 20 minutes to show.
20 minutes?
Teaser for Brandon, just 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
It's just Atlas scenes.
Well, 20 minutes doesn't really seem like enough, though.
Yeah, I mean,
how long's the movie? At least an hour, right?
An hour? No, it's 2 hours. 2 hours,
right,
3 minutes.
I don't know if we can stay up that late.
Yeah. The movie's not done though. The movie's not done. It still has the old hollow heart. We've got score in the movie, and we showed it to a small audience, and I was like, oh, they'll never know. You do temporary score until the movie's complete. And I was like, oh, put Finding Nemo, it's a wink Easter egg. Nobody will know what it is. The first person raised their hand. They're like, why do you have the Finding Nemo score in this movie? I was like, how on earth are you guys that keen? So yeah, it's not. The movie's not done yet. I mean, it comes out in 2 months, but it's not done.
So what you're saying is an arc of a book. If they got to see the whole thing early, it wouldn't be what they'll see in theaters.
No, what they'll see in theaters will be different.
Yeah.
But just not vastly different.
I mean, we could show the whole movie tomorrow.
Right? I think it's a good idea.
I mean,
do you guys want to see the whole movie?
Yes.
Or 20 minutes?
Brandon probably does.
Nobody cheered for 20 minutes.
I kind of want to see the whole
we'll show you
movie.
guys the whole movie then.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, this is why everyone likes Atlas.
It's a great idea.
I'm about to change my flight. I will be watching.
Okay, here's the thing though. You guys get your energy drinks, get your coffee, because it's gonna be a late night. Because the movie's 2 hours. Are you guys sure you want to do the whole movie?
By the way, she's about to get into it in a minute and really dig herself deeper into a hole that she's created for herself. But keep in mind, there are people at Sony Remember that a distributor who don't know about this, and she'll admit that in a minute, but
Okay, so what time's closing ceremonies tomorrow?
Schedule will stay the same, but we have literally an entire theater rented out, all the screens. Buses will start lining up at 8:45. Y'all will get the information in, excuse me, Susan, if I'm saying this wrong, in the app. And we're also going to make a post about it in the attendees group. You will get a wristband. You have to have a wristband for this movie when you line up for the signing today.
Wait, did you
We're
have this
gonna take
planned
care of
all
that.
along?
Oh, it was for the 20-minute clip, but I guess we have to show the whole thing. But
Get in your buses fast because it's a 2-hour movie. So I'm just doing the math. If you're lining up at 8:45, you load into your bus. We gotta go. Yeah, okay.
Okay,
amazing.
yeah.
And then Brandon hasn't seen it, so we're gonna sit through it.
We just manifested that.
remember, she has so little control or power. She's gonna say, but she's the only one who's seen this movie. No one else has. But that's totally normal. Totally normal. And I think at this point that our director has not seen the movie, so that's very interesting.
but
And just
listen,
know, it's literally, this is not a bit. It's literally not done. So to be honest, what really happened is we were like, we're gonna show the movie, and the studio was like,
By the way, I pulled a her and said director when I meant Justin Baldoni.
no, you're gonna show 20 minutes. So we're like, no, we're gonna show the movie. And they're like, it's not done. And I was like, they don't fucking care. Like, let's just show them the movie. Like,
Because
it's
you're gonna
great.
go again, aren't you? You're gonna go watch it in theaters too, twice.
And they were like, it's true. They're like, if everything's not perfect and it's not done, and what if we're gonna change things? I was like, these are the people who authored the success of the book. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are what matter, and like, you guys seeing the movie is like so important to us. So we're so excited to show you guys.
You brought us so many gifts today.
we
Thank you, guys.
did. I know.
Also-
Last one, we're going out with a bang. But honestly, you guys, like, y'all are the only audience in the world that's going to see this cut. It is an early cut, and yeah, we're so excited. And you know, like busing 2,000 people to a movie theater sounds like a chaotic nightmare. So I just need you all to be excited and patient. This is a huge honor. Blake had to fight for you guys to get to see this early,
They didn't
so
really have
we
an
want it to
option.
go
I literally
well.
brought the movie with me on the airplane. Like I have like a folder, like a disc, like a hard drive.
I love it. Yes.
No, yeah. And the other thing is, I have the cutest jeans ever that I'm wearing tomorrow night. Also not sponsored, but they're really, really cute. And they've got flowers on them, and they're cut out. And then Colleen saw my jeans, and then she was inspired because she loves me. And she was telling them the whole time how she's like, Atlas is her favorite. So this is what you're coming into here. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about.
Great.
But did you bring your flower jeans, Alice?
So she has these cute flower jeans, and I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna be jean influencers. So I was like, we should give everyone patches because like when they see our cute jeans, they're gonna want cute jeans. So I bought patches on Amazon. Honestly, I haven't seen them. They could be really ugly. People are like, there's an event, there's people coordinating this. I was like, it's fine. I'm ordering it from Amazon. I sent it to Colleen's hotel room. So we have like cute flower patches, no pressure. But like, if you guys want to have like cute patches to put on your jeans so that we can like, Brandon has them for his Wranglers.
Is she just like in a perpetual episode of if Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants was real? Like, what is her life? What is this woman's life, honestly? And how sad is it? Because she's in a different world, honestly.
I want to iron him on Brandon's pants, but he always has the cutest like vintage Wranglers and Levi's. I don't think he'll let me iron him on, but we'll see.
You can put them on.
Really?
Yeah.
He's so cute.
Put them on.
Danny, don't worry. We need jeans though.
I have jeans.
We're gonna be like Sisterhood of the
I got jeans.
Traveling
Sisterhood of the
Lily
Traveling Flower Pants. I love it.
See? I've clearly seen this before. It's melded in my mind, apparently. It's like tattooed on my brain, this stupid ass video.
How exciting is that, you guys? All right, let's take a selfie with the crew before we leave.
Okay, so also, if you want to go read up on the case, go to this page. I will put it in the show notes and docket updates. Shout out to them. Latest news is Wayfarer's NYT opposition pausing the anti-slap fee case as the appeal looms. They're like, oh, wait a minute. We might appeal this shit. All right, so let's get back to it. We're going to start with the Colleen Hoover and Blake text exchange where they degrade Justin Baldoni and mock his proposal video with his wife. Because they're great people. I don't know why I clicked on that. I already have it. Like, dummy. All right, here we go. Again, June 19th, 2024. Getting right to it. 1:29 a.m. This is after that book bonanza. So they're really riding high. They're on a high right now. Taryn Fisher is the friend of Colleen Hoover, and they're just chatting it up here. I wish one of my best friends would send me Justin's proposal video. I wish you'd learn how to Google This video is going to be mine and Blake's inspiration for It Starts With Us. Oh, look, a plan is formulating. He's a sociopath, actually, and a narcissist. Yeah. Mirror. Meet Blake. Okay. Next we have June 19th, 2024, same day. Sanford Penich, remember he's from Sony, and Home, which is Ange Giannetti, text exchange about Blake's taking over the credits and junkets and wanting Sony to do more to remove Wayfarer. Also, that's going to lead us to the next video, which is a shit show. No, it isn't. It's going to lead us there eventually. We're going to get to it. All right, let's move on. But that is coming up at some point. Oh, I forgot to go in deep. That's what she said. She can say that. Okay. 6:25 p.m. Sanford sends, is the It Ends With Us premiere on Tuesday the 9th? Do you know where it will be held? I can't believe they caved on the producer credit for her. Same, Panage. Same. Ange says, she wants to change credits all the order of productions. Producers? I'm guessing producers. Her second position, moving Jamie to third. Yeah, EPs, cast order, single cards, cut film by, move cast crawl before keys. Have been dealing with this since 9 a.m. Well, I'm thrilled they did. Are they saying yes to that too? This is truly insanity. This all in NYC. Junket Sunday 8/4 and Monday 8/5. 4 Seasons downtown. Premiere Tuesday 8/6. AMC Lincoln Square 2BD. The pre-reception is now looking like a small after party. Wayfarer doesn't even know all this. And we cannot renegotiate cast deals so she can move kids up. No time. Nor movie cast crawl before keys, even though she wants Sony to call guilds to get. She can try for PGA credit. She expects Sony, aka me, to persuade Wayfarer to agree to remove a film by Justin Baldoni and move her producer credit before theirs. Getting them to approve giving her a producer credit was Herculean. She just turned over her editorial changes to cut after Dallas, so going to watch now. Report back. I don't want us to ask them do that for her. She can ask herself. We've been over backwards, though. I mean, we've been over backwards enough. This is getting now to the point of absurdity. And she liked that. So, yeah. Not liking where everything's going with Miss Priss. June 20th, 2024. Sarah Grallman and Blake text exchange discussing Sarah's letter to Blake and her premiere tickets. Also, this website is Asshole Media. It will be in the show notes as usual. Shout out to them. And all of this comes from Court Listener, so go there. Okay, 11:09 p.m. the 20th. Hi, here's a PDF of the letter. Sorry to text late. I wanted you to have it ASAP. If you need anything more, let me know. Excited to see this film. Attach the letter to the PGA from Sarah Grallman. Thank you so much. No problem. It was very easy to do. It was all very true. Oh, for premiere, myself and Mel Licata, my assistant from IEWU. Fun. Amazing. Please send Mel my best. Love that. Wow, your letter literally made me emotional. Thank you so much. You are welks. It is all very true. Happy to help. And here is this letter from Sarah Grallman, the department head of makeup for It Ends With Us. To whom it may concern. During summer 2023 and January of 2024, I served as department head for the makeup team on the film It Ends With Us, a Sony film being released this coming August. Just ignore Wayfarer there, I guess. I worked alongside Vivian Baker, Blake Lively's personal makeup artist, and Blake daily during both prep and filming. It was a happy and fruitful collaboration, even during prep. Blake was instrumental in the look and design elements of not only her makeup design and track, but loved discussing and planning the character development and overall look of the film. From young Lily's look and beyond, her signature is apparent on the entire movie. I was in the trailer every morning and was on set for every scene. If you'd asked me who the producers were on It Ends With Us, I would have mentioned Blake at the top of the list, from helping us find the correct vendors, spray tanners, waxers, technicians, to the right people to reach out to for products, as well as troubleshooting any issues. All recommendations and contacts came from Blake's contacts and her vast knowledge of the industry. My job and creative contributions to this film were more successful and smooth because Blake was there with us every step of the way. I hope this letter is helpful in stating her job and involvement throughout the production as one of our fearless producers. Signed, Sarah Garlman. Bet she feels really good about that right now. Moving on. June 24, 2024, Blake and Josh Greenstein text exchange where Blake is demanding info on Wayfarer's PGA letter, and Josh calls Wayfarer dummies. So he's clearly on her side at this point. 1:47 p.m. Morning, Josh and Ange. Great call with the team today, RE, PR, and marketing. Just checking in on Wayfarer letter status. The PGA has been altered and are expecting my letter with all letters immediately. I have 18 letters, all but theirs. Ange replies, I just heard from Jamie at Wayfarer. Are you available to talk? Yes. Fucking dummies. Yep. Great people there. All right. June 25th, 2024, Blake Lively writes a letter to the PGA. This is the big PGA letter detailing her takeover of It Ends With Us. And it is magnificent, and it's going to take a long time to get through. But it's worth it, I think. I hope. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's blow it up a little bit more. All right. This is 3:11 a.m. because she's that desperate. She sends this in an email. Dear Producers Guild of America, I'm writing you with meaningful urgency and also respect. I'm sorry, but I'm asking for your attention to this in a crunched time period. I'm positive you have matters much more significant than this, but I bare my heart to you, asking for you to take a look at my note at this film and my work in it. Off camera means more to me than anything I've done in my 20-year career. There's been a recent update change with regard to my official role in the upcoming film It Ends With Us, releasing August 9th. Just a few days ago, I was officially granted the title of producer after a year and a half of asking and working tirelessly to prove the validity of that title. I've produced every moment of this film, from pre-production through production, into post, and now into marketing and worldwide release. I'm grateful that the contract has now been revised to reflect the immense work that I put in. I'm writing to ask for the great honor of receiving the PGA tag. I don't take that lightly. In our household, that's the highest honor in film, so I understand the gravity of the ask. I also understand the absurdity of asking this late. Without the official title of producer, my hands were tied. I couldn't apply when I wanted to. No crew could tick me in the box of producers who should receive the tag when polled. I'm pleading now because I'm confident with all my soul that if you saw what I did on this film, you would agree that this mark is without question deserved. I'll lay out how we got here below because I appreciate that this film isn't the way the process I appreciate that this isn't the way the process usually works. You granted the PGA tag to two producers, Alex Sachs and Jamie Heath, on April 18th. I'm in full support of their tags. My understanding is that they both are in support of mine. I have a note from Alex attached below. Too many willows, girl. along with 16 other department heads and Jamie, if asked, I'm sure would confirm the work I did. Uh-huh. So much has changed since they filed for their tag. The most significant being that the cut of the film that was selected to be released is my cut, which I'll lay out in more detail later. But I imagine you appreciate the gravity of that advancement alone since April 18th. As to not get too bogged down in more of the why now details, I'll focus on the facts of the work I did in each stage of production, bulleted out below. I apologize for how dense it is, but it's important to me to lay out all I've done when asking for such a significant consideration from you all at the PGA. I'm changing the font to make the read as easy as possible. Sure. Development, pre-production. This is very important. Like, keep in mind, she wrote this all down. She is doing this herself, making her look like the one in charge. Nobody told her to do this. She decided. This was all on her. So, yeah, let's get to it. I led the location shift from Boston to New Jersey and helped to solve all cost and schedule logistics associated. I personally called and or wrote emails to crew and put forth names for department head roles, including hair, makeup, director of photography, costume design, transportation, security, camera operators, etc. I identified and onboarded freelance team members for the cast members, not just myself, to help achieve the goals for the screen, including a fitness trainer, nutritionist, meal prep service, spray tanner, wig maker, hair colorist, etc. I reviewed and reshaped the creative of the production design for all key locations for all characters, also made changes to use existing elements of locations to save cost. I called in favors with home design contacts to get items loaned, discounted, or gifted to save production design costs. I reviewed and reshaped the creative of the costume design for all characters. I called in favors with fashion contacts to get items loaned, discounted, or gifted to save costume design costs, and yet you still blew up the budget. I reviewed and reshaped the creative of the prop and floral design for the key film element of the film. The protagonist is a florist, in case you didn't know, guys. I did outreach to florists all over Instagram and beyond, helping with the marketing activation to feature a florist in the film, and connected the best names with production. I went through hundreds of casting tapes to help find the rest of the cast, including our stars, Atlas, young Lily, young Atlas, and Jenny Bloom. You may have seen them, but I don't think you were picking them. I mean, I can't say everybody, but I don't think she picked specifically young Lily. I think we found out that Justin Baldoni did that. So anyway. I rewrote the script, we know, with your husband, but you don't want to put that in there, to improve the role of Jenny Bloom after 3 actresses turned it down. I personally identified and put forth Amy Morton to play Jenny Bloom after the rewrite of Jenny Bloom was implemented. Amy accepted our offer. I worked alongside my agents as well as other talent agencies to put forth names for Atlas, sending links to their work, and in many cases reaching out to their teams directly to get interest and availability. I screen tested with all options for Atlas. When we struck out with those actors, we offered the role to our original choice, Brandon Skelnar. She still doesn't know how to fucking write his name. How is he on her side? I do not understand how he's friendly with her. She doesn't even know your name, sir. She doesn't know your name, Brandon. Your fake name. She doesn't know it. Who then turned it down. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, fuck it. We'll do it live. Okay, they really don't want me to do that. Okay. Oh my gosh, he's so not famous. Oh, I spelled it the way she did. She made me fuck it up again. Okay. Yeah, his name is Feekins. Brandon Tyler Feekins. He's one of those people who uses his mother's name. I can't relate, but I did actually do that on Facebook for a while, so I guess I can relate a little bit. But anyway, let's move on. Skelnar, who then turned it down, so I had my team get involved in convincing him to do it. I wrote him a personal letter as well. He accepted the role. I gave the director references for the characters, dialogue, and visuals. I zoomed with every cast member to get their notes and ideas. I then did significant rewrites of the script, to incorporate all the notes of the cast, studio, distributor, author, director, and myself, since our writer was not available at that time because she was on another job. Oh, now you're like telling on her, but she's still on your side. Crazy. I also addressed scheduling, financial, location, weather, and or other logistical constraints in that rewrite. I pushed the studio, distributor, and director to change the rating of the film from an R rating to a PG-13 because there was a significantly bigger market opportunity with PG-13, with which the book captured. I argued that in order to replicate the book's success in the screen adaptation, we needed to serve the same age range of audience. The issue was the studio already had a deal in place with the distributor to deliver an R-rated film. I had multiple conversations with all parties, helping to convince everyone of the shared bigger opportunity for all, resulting in everyone agreeing to make the film PG-13, which is where it stands today. Look how much fucking control she has. Production. I constantly broke schedule and budget in pre-production and then daily and often hourly during production. I unfortunately was responsible, for the firing of our first AD, Julie, as we were not making our days for the first many weeks, and I had the 20 years of experience to see that the days were not boarded well enough from the get-go, and her experience was not appropriate for the film we were making. Let's take a look at her resume, shall we? Fuck it. We'll do it live. I wasn't gonna do that, but fuck it. This bitch always talking about other people. Probably longer than hers. Yeah, she's horrible. Clearly. Been working longer than you, girl. Just not good enough. Oh, and look, she worked on Dying for Sex. You can't make this shit up. You know who's in that? Jenny Slate. You can't make this shit up. Anyway, let's move on. I digress. I flagged security risks and pushed to execute getting the entire crew badges. I'd never been on a set without them, yet they were not put in place for this production. We were having breaches where fans were filming our monitors and uploading the scenes to TikTok because no one knew who the crew and who wasn't. Who was crew and who wasn't. Badges were in places days later. Badges were in places days later. I flagged and had the production name changed to an alias, as is standard in my experience. This changed all signs for locations, call sheets, transportation, etc., as the film's true title was all over every sign, identifier, and correspondence. As a result of using the actual title, we were being flooded with unwanted security breaches, paparazzi, large crowds, and leaks. I helped to block the staging of every scene for shooting efficiency, oftentimes asking to block the night before so the crew could pre-light without wasting the time of pulling the cast from hair and makeup to rehearse. When we came back after the strikes, I was writing as we were shooting to meet real-time hurdles and demands with regard to schedule, budget, and creative needs. I reviewed and instated COVID protocols when we had an outbreak and lost many key crew members. I managed the politics and HR concerns on a daily basis, acting as an intermediary to keep crew and cast engaged, safe, and on board. But not myself, because I had no one to go to, even though I'm the intermediary. Fuck. What do I do? I don't know. That's basically how that worked out. I shot listed with the director, DP, and first AD, not usually all at once, but just when it was asked of me. On round 2 of the film, we shot half of the film before the strikes and half after. I would speak to our first AD, Chris Sargent, every night for clearly an hour on my drive home, and once I arrived home to assess and rework our schedule to help make our days, which we were struggling to make. I was able to omit 3+ days of shooting via rethinking the schedule, changeovers, locations, stunts, weather, and adapting the script to accommodate. I was the director's partner in all creative and logistical concerns, helping to execute the best outcome for the film. I would push back when needed. I would support when needed. The film is and was always my top priority. I watched the monitor between every take to be sure everything that ended up on the screen from every department was best servicing the film and led the changes needed to get there when applicable. When issues arose, I led the hiring of a freelance producer to help balance the set, the incredible Todd Black. I led hiring a new intimacy coordinator and intimacy doubles to help block out the sensitive scenes for both safety and shooting efficiency. I helped to manage the logistics and protections of a closed set, and when there were oversights, I stopped production to make sure the set was safe and complying with all players, nudity writers, and contracts. I made sure cast members had many green rooms on set when I noticed the time we lost cast leaving to go back to their more distant green rooms. I called and led meetings with all department heads, the studio, and the distributor when we had extenuating circumstances challenging our production plan, including the wildfires as well as picketers from the writer's strike. I acted as a liaison between cast and their reps in finding solutions to finishing the film, and I also acted as an intermediary between the other actors, their reps, and also crew members who were coming to me for guidance and help because they were concerned about being replaced with people who would cross the WGA picket line. I absolved them of their concerns of being replaced by standing in support of the WGA myself and not crossing a picket line myself. She's so smart. She's so capable. Post. I have spent at minimum 10 hours a day, every day since April 22nd on the post of this film. Nobody asked you to, but okay. My longest days have been 22 hours, and that has happened multiple times. Sounds like a complaint, but okay. I realize this sounds like an exaggeration, especially because for periods of that, I was shooting another film or raising my 4 children. You were shooting another film. She was shooting another film, guys. Hold on a second. What film was that? That was, I think that was Another Simple Favor. But I'm just going to make sure. Fuck. Hold on. When was that shot? I'm pretty sure she means Another Simple Favor. It was May 2025. Let's go to Wiki. We'll wiki it. Okay. That was March 2024. So she's talking about the latter half of the shoot. So we have that information. Good to know. All right. Wait, okay. Hold on. Were they shooting that late? I don't remember. Oh, damn. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go remind myself what was happening in March. No, I don't think so. I don't think they were shooting in March. I don't know what she's talking about then. I don't know. Okay. Hold on. What the fuck was she doing? She wasn't shooting anything else. Maybe she means Deadpool and Wolverine, which she only did the voice for, but okay, whatever. All right, so she's talking about her voice work on Deadpool and Wolverine. There we go. All right, that was concurrent to their schedule. But anyway, anyone on this post process will verify this is unfortunately true. I've been sleeping on average 1.5 to 3 hours a night. How is that their problem? How is that their problem? Girl, why are you complaining in this PGA letter? I can't. And they did it anyway. Okay, all right. For over 2 months to get this film recut, reworked, and done. I worked with the film's original editor, Una, for 10 days in New York, starting April 22nd, to be sure the director's goals and preferences for the film were understood and honored before starting with my own editors to expand the audience and commerciality of this film. The plan was to start with my editors on May 2nd, but it was key to me to honor all players, so I offered the extra 10 days to handle this most responsibly and thoughtfully. You know what? Now that I think about it. Yeah, no, she said shooting another film. I thought, oh, maybe she meant... Oh, fuck. Shooting another film, but that implies that that was while she shot this. I still don't understand that. Like, does she mean when she was editing she was shooting the film? If that's what she meant, then I guess it could have been another simple favor that she was doing, that she was shooting while doing the editing. I guess. But even that said since April 22nd, so when the hell did they stop shooting? May? Okay. All right, well, that's what I'm going with. Anyway, let's get back to it. Sorry. Got a little up in my head about it. I worked with my own editors May 2nd onward, including someone like by the name of Shane Reed, running a room of sometimes 3 editors at once as we pushed to meet the tight timing for 3 test screenings and eventually picture lock. I remain working with one of my editors, Alan Baumgarten, as we finish out the final details of the film. I brought on a new composer, the duo Rob Simonson and Duncan Blickenstaff, personally reaching out to Rob and convincing him to join us with very limited time, troubleshooting financial and logistical hurdles to get him on board. You also fired one of them, right? Am I wrong? What the fuck? Where's that part, girl? You forgot to say that you fired one. I hand-selected 90% of the songs in the film and worked alongside Susan Kent, our music supervisor, to find the rest or shape the ones we do have with our music editor, Robbie. I also work with her to this day on budget considerations and switch out songs as needed to meet our budget. I worked with Spring, the head of clearances at Sony, on song budget and clearances. I personally called and emailed many of the artists to convince them to let us use their songs, and have also negotiated with them on pricing. 4 of the biggest artists included in our film passed on the film until I personally called them, wrote letters to them, and then finalized with their representatives. I've worked with our sound designers and mixers for multiple test screenings, and now the final mix sitting in the Sony mix stage until 2 a.m. working every detail. And I remain in the thick of that work, listening into mix sessions on my custom Dolby headphones made for our mix stage, as well as coming out to LA next week for the final week of mix in person. I've worked with our music editor, Ravi, to be sure every moment of each song is coming in and out at the exact right spots and with the right emotion, often coordinating between him, Season, our music supervisor, and our composers, Rob and Duncan. I've been on Zoom for the cast's ADR, their sessions. Okay, that made no sense, but all right. I've been working on the VFX, overseeing every shot that makes it into the film. I've been working with the graphics team, helping to choose, I think that's what that means, choose, not chose, and shape the fonts of the title and credits. I've worked with legal, the studio, and the distributor on credits and cards. Oh, we know. Oh, we know. Oh, I saw the credit stuff. I saw. I appealed to Columbia Pictures to grant Isabella Ferrer the introducing card, marking only the 6th time they've granted that title in their 100-year history. I'm about to dive into the DI in person this week and next week alongside Stefan from Company 3 for the color timing. I've been in touch with our DP Barry on the resizing or digital shifts in shots to be sure his vision is executed. I've brought the author of the book that the film is based on into the fold, involving her intimately in the edit to be sure we are best honoring the book and the audience in order to capture the success of her novel in our film. I pushed for 3 test screenings of the cut I was asked to execute and oversee so I could capture audience feedback and scores, as well as our creative team's opinions to shape the cut for maximum commercial success. I also had multiple calls with the distributor of the film and Screen Engine, who ran our test screenings to evaluate the scores and integrate their feedback as well. I would personally read all 100 plus pages of every booklet and scorecards to learn from the feedback of every screening. I re-edited the film each time, utilizing the learnings from the audience. Who says learnings? I can't with her. The creative team, the distributor, the author, and the other producers. I held my own friends and family tests with top filmmakers I know, asking for their input. The cut of the film that I led was selected as the version of the film that will be released on August 9th. Yeah, if we remember back, that's because she strong-armed them, Sony, into doing that. We got a plane. I hope it goes away in a sec. Marketing, PR, release. This is very important. Staring. We're just going to stare. Staring with the initial trailer, I called a meeting with Josh Greenstein, whom I just mentioned basically, president of Sony, in February 2024, and the entire marketing team at Sony to lay out the angle of the campaign. There was no film for anyone to watch yet, so the trailer they made understandably didn't capture what the film would be. I walked them through the film, cited dailies and down to which take, with time codes where they could find footage to build the best trailer. Once they resubmitted the trailer, I worked with them on every frame of the creative, factoring in any social sensitivities. I worked hand in hand with Bridget Wright on this. I personally secured Taylor Swift to loan her song to our trailer and marketing efforts, which helped it to be the largest debut of a film trailer. That doesn't make sense, but okay. Of all time. Wild. So proud. I speak with marketing and PR at Sony no less than 5 times a day, every day for 2 months now. I often have Zooms with upwards of 10 people on their teams. I've worked in person with them via text, via calls, via Zoom, on the ground during press. I am available and reachable to every single team member and their assistants at all hours, 7 days a week. Anyone can and will confirm. I'm working closely with the international teams on everything from posters, commercials, book covers, and beyond by territory. I'm working closely with the digital team on everything from the social media pages down to the color palette, graphics, language, copy, cadence, and even what font is used and when and how. I'm working with the publishing side on book covers, the look, layout, and usage. I helped to design our first major PR marketing event, which was 2 weekends ago in Dallas. I personally begged Tom Rothman, head of Sony, to allow me show the film to 3,000 fans as an early preview. We saw that before. I had to first finish the film with all of his and the audience's notes from our previous preview, which I pulled off in time, so he agreed. I went over all the talking points and scripts for the panel and helped tee up the film and the cast. When my co-star had a scheduling conflict and had to drop out of the event, I got on the phone separately with him, his agent, and his publicist to get him back on board. I got our cast and author to help me personally introduce all 14 theaters screening the film. I bought patches myself on Amazon to hand out to fans to match our outfits as a PR push and social media activation. I did everything, basically. I identified and bought on, sure you did, a photographer, Jade Green, to capture the weekend of content. I helped build a creative content day in or downtime, and goodness, what are you doing? Oh, so embarrassing. Get a proofreader. In Dallas, overseeing the creative of the scripts and content used. I reviewed and approved the influencers we collaborated with. I personally styled my co-star, Isabella Ferrer, because she didn't have clothes for the shoot. She poor. When we were struggling to find an image for the poster, I went through the film to find the best still to be used for our first poster and helped identify the best layout to frame it in. I reviewed, gave feedback, and then approved the theater standee for all theaters. I am producing 2 content days this week with my husband and my production company, Maximum Effort. Oh, it's hers now. To grab more PR and... Oh, it's hers and his. It's both of theirs. Okay. To grab more PR and marketing materials with 8 cast members and 2 producers and the author for release. I've had calls with the international team to help adjust the release schedule by territory and led the conversation about adding on international press stops and tour dates given the success of the response of the film and materials thus far. I've led the conversation to get started on a China cut in an effort to be accepted for release there, and we'll have a Zoom with the decision makers for release in China in the coming weeks. I'm helping to oversee the sets being built for our content days and looking ahead to our junkets for ways to reuse these sets for cost effectiveness as well as to inspire maximum press and influencer engagement. I've been on the phone with cast representatives, producers, showrunners, tour managers, spouses, travel agents, and beyond to coordinate their schedules for press, going as far as successfully begging their bosses to release them for press for our film. I've reached out to sponsors to host screening to help absorb marketing costs, i.e. Chanel, who will be hosting a screening the day after the premiere for us. I personally reached out to sponsors to help with costs for our premiere and after party, helping to secure a deal with the Ballood Group to host our party there, etc. And I still have months ahead of me to finish this film in both what you see on screen as well as how we sell it to the audiences the world over. Great job on that, by the way. As much as this tag means to me, and it means everything, what I'm in fight of most is the film being as... What the fuck does that mean? As great as it can possibly be. So ultimately that's taken all my most eloquent energy. I think you get the idea though, I guess. As promised, I'm including below letters from our department heads in support of my application for the PGA mark. You'll find Alex Sachs, PGA approved producer. Barry Peterson, director of photography. Round 1, pre-strikes. Tobias Schleisler? I think so. I tried. Director of photography. Round 2, post-strikes. Chris Sargent, first AD. Eric Damon, costume designer. Robert Lugo, hair department head. Sarah Grallman, makeup department head. Andrea Ajemian, unit production manager, executive producer. Lisa Rogers, post-production supervisor. Cami Agar, supervising sound editor. Susan Kent, music supervisor. Rob Simonson and Duncan Blickenstaff, composers. Alan Baumgarten, editor. Colleen Hoover, author, executive producer. Ange Giannetti, EVP, Columbia Pictures. Josh Greenstein, president of Sony Motion Picture Group, and Todd Black, executive producer. To be clear, while asking to be granted the PGA mark myself, I do believe that both Alex Sachs and Jamie Heath should keep the PGA mark they received. They were both there every single day in every meeting and decision. Why, thank you. That's so sweet of you for letting us keep it. What the fuck? At this time, you will not find a letter from the director, Justin Baldoni, or the other PGA producer, Jamie Heath. Jamie and Justin will not be contesting my mark. They, just as of this moment, won't be writing a letter to you all like the rest of the department heads did. I imagine if you reached out to them, why, they would confirm the extent of my involvement. Please don't take my word for it, though. Please take the rest of our department heads below, who you are more than welcome to reach out to at any time. Please do. Their contact info is included in their letters. Finally, I thank you for reading all of this. You're welcome, stupid bitch. It's taken every bit of me, practically, logistically, creatively, and emotionally. So thank you for considering this. I also know and appreciate, again, this is not how this mark grant goes down. It does not go down this way. I wish I was given the credit for my work sooner, so I was able to be given a fair shot at applying the right way. I know precedent is important, and on that, my dear friend Bradley Cooper gave me a pep talk about pushing for this. Bradley Cooper has entered the chat. Citing, and he told me I could mention to you all that a similar situation happened to him on Nightmare Alley. He was hired as an actor but ended up extensively producing the film, and a month before release, he was given producer credit. He applied for a Hail Mary PGA mark with the support of the film's crew, was granted it. So I am hoping and praying that it's possible here as well. As a woman, here we go, in this industry for 20 years, and the mother of 3 daughters, a big reason, fuck my son, he doesn't matter. Just saying. Use your children, why not? I'm pushing to be acknowledged truthfully and accurately for the work I've done on this film is because I believe that it's an important thing in this day and age for a woman to be given credit for the work she did. It's as simple as that. I earned it 50 times over again on this job, but I may not get credit for it. And that hurts, not just for me, but for all the women who are told they can't be given credit because there are already too many female producers. We do the work anyway. We have to fight exponentially harder to be acknowledged, and each of our fight paves the way for the next female producer. So I implore you, at the she would say Producers though, at the Producers Guild of America, to look into all the facts here. Please don't take my word for it. Please do the work. I'm sorry to ask this of you this late in the game, but as you see, I wasn't able to sooner. I promise you, you will be granting a tag to someone who gave everything of herself to this film to earn this honor, and it's something I will cherish for life. I hope you will join me in standing for what's right and true with regard to who has earned the PGA mark for the film. It ends with us, while we still have time. We lock and ship picture imminently, so I thank you for your attention to this in such limited time. It's in your hands now. I can sleep well knowing I did all I can do. Thank you again for your time and consideration. With respect and gratitude, Blake Lively Reynolds. And that, my friends, is what did her in. Allegedly. We'll see. Oh my gosh, what a mess. What a fucking mess. Where are we? I forgot. Okay. After that, we have June 26, 2024. Wayfarer sends a PGA recommendation for Blake Lively. They have no choice. Dear members of the Producers Guild of America, we hope this letter finds you well. We are writing to inform you of the significant role and contributions that Blake Lively has played in the making of the film. It Ends With Us, based on the best-selling novel by Colleen Hoover. This film has meant a great deal both personally and to our company, Wayfarer Studios, as we optioned the property nearly 5 years ago. As such, we've been directly involved in overseeing every step of development, from adapting the book to the big screen to bringing on our co-financier, distributor, Sony, and of course, casting our lead. From the time Blake was brought on, she has had an instrumental voice in many different aspects in the making of the film. Her contributions have been impactful as she was consulted with many of the casting options. She helped to refine the script. She redesigned her own wardrobe as well as gave notes on others. She contributed to the production design and set decoration and had influence on how many of the scenes were shot. Blake has been very involved in the post process as well. She has had an active role in the edit, the sound mix, and has made decisions on the music selections and score. She also continues to find creative ways to promote the film so that it can achieve its greatest success. Since contractually she began the movie with an EP credit, our earlier submissions to the PGA did not include her as a named producer, but we both feel her contributions have warranted the revised credit and consideration for the PGA mark. On behalf of Wayfarer Studios, Justin Baldoni, director, It Ends With Us, Jamie Heath, producer, PGA, It Ends With Us. And are we done yet? Yeah, okay. Then we get to Jamie Heath wants the truth to be remembered about how Blake Lively really got the PGA request. June 27, 2024, he sends this. To Emen Meziana, Nina Shaw, and Danny Greenberg. 3:55 p.m. CCing Mitz Toskovich and JB Wayfarer. External. Hi everyone, I'm writing to you all regarding a letter that I wrote on behalf of Justin and myself addressed to the Producers Guild. As you know, we received a request to write a recommendation on behalf of Blake for her to receive the PGA mark. This was a request that we feel was unreasonable and cold-hearted. Essentially, the movie IEWU has been taken unjustly from Justin as a director and essentially from Wayfarer's control due to the extortion of Blake. Without going into all the details of the events that have transpired over the months, Justin and I ended up agreeing to write the letter due to feeling trapped. She continues to hold a threat over our heads, and every time we try and hold a line, she uses that threat either directly or indirectly to get us to fold. Make no mistake, I am not suggesting that we were literally forced to acquiesce, but given the high profile of the movie, the partnership with Sony, the amount of money invested, and the need to complete the movie, we have written the letter on her behalf, omitting the truth of how and why she was able to contribute in the way we listed. There is nothing to do with this letter now. It only serves as a way to memorialize why the letter was sent in the first place, should we ever need to explain it. Thank you, Jamie. Well, it's a good thing you did that, because now we have that as the truth. Okay. Then we're back to Blakey. July 3rd, 2024. Blake and Josh Greenstein text exchange where Blake begins the process of taking over, having Justin removed from the credits. Because she never gets enough. She needs a whole mile, not an inch. 12:55 p.m. Can you guys come meet at lunch so I can so I don't lose time in here. 12:30, please. Hi. Shit, no, I can't. I'm leaving town, East Coast. Can we grab you for 10? Where's your car? That's fine. I'm here. Oh my good God. Lisa has to shoot the credits today, so she just told me we need to know all by 4 p.m. today. Okay, just spoke to Jamie. He's thinking, spell wrong, very resistant to loosing film by, but might be open to moving it down lower and putting Hotline in current place. Resistant to 2 producers before him. I hammered him on this. He's thinking, in quotes. And Colleen can share credit with Todd, but that dude who paid for the movie has to go first solo. That's 4:22 p.m. He says legally Wayfarer, spelled wrong, has approval over credits. Will film by is wild. She responds. Spoke to this. We'll also send him. The Hotline card needs to stay where it is. 100-year precedent. Yo, call me. Me. Lisa asking legal if type of the violence hotline can be any larger instead of as small as names and crawl. Just like 15% so people can process it. All good if not. She's asking so nothing to do, but I always want all above board. XX. Thank you again. Blown away by you. 6:23 p.m. He says, hi, not sure. Tell her to ask Ange. Legal question. I'm totally fine if bigger. And of course, we going hard to finish line. So great. We're killing it. Ugh. She's infuriating. Okay. Then we get to Jennifer Abel has entered the chat again. July 5th, 2024. Jennifer Abel email exchange regarding Justin being edged out of all areas of the film now as maximum effort wields marketing control. Redacted. This is to Jennifer Abel and Matthew Mitchell, CCing Danny, somebody, and Gloria Han. RE maximum effort, IEWU, content capture. Danny Imagine. Okay. Hi, Jennifer. Our content team is putting together a few pieces for Justin. I need to make it bigger. They should be sending to you guys for approval on Monday. The digital team is also going to send you a calendar so you can see how our rollout of content and social pieces is planned. I'll let publicity answer the other stuff. Thanks, Danielle. Hi there. Hope everyone had a lovely 4th. Understand you're likely not back to work today yet. Am I doing this in the right order? Shit. Hold on. That's always a question for me. No, I think this is in the right order. No, maybe it isn't. July 5th? No. It isn't. Okay, fuck. Let me go back here then. Alright, no problem. We'll do that. Matthew Mitchell. Hi, Danielle. Danny Imagine recommended we reach out to you about the maximum effort content capture that's being set up for later this week. See below. We wanted to ask if you have any insight on the creative and what's happening and being filmed. We want to ensure that Justin is able to participate and that he's included in marketing efforts where the other casts are being utilized. Is Sony supporting the maximum effort creative, and will it be used in marketing from Sony? What? Okay, I have no idea what that says. Want to make sure this is an inclusive project with all the inclusive project. I could not read that correctly. Inclusive project with all the talent from the film and not select folks being left out. If you'd like, we're happy to find time to discuss this further on a call. We appreciate your help and Sony's support in keeping this an inclusive effort from all sides. Thanks in advance, Matthew. And then they respond. Jennifer says, I also just want to clarify, as it got back to us, that there might be some confusion. We are not asking at all for Justin to be flown to New York and in the room with Blake at all. et al. We are just asking for him to be able to be incorporated into whatever content is produced, so optically it isn't evident that he's not included. Fans are smart and will start to catch on, we fear. If we need to shoot our own content to be incorporated into the final, have Justin do something similar on his own platform so it's part of the larger concept, etc. We are open to ideating with you guys ways we can be creative here. Please know we are realistic in light of the situation, but need to look out for our clients as well. Discuss more tomorrow, but wanted to clear the air there so it doesn't get relayed back to our client anything other than what is intended. Thank you. All right, so back to this. Hi there. Hope everyone had a lovely 4th, from Jennifer Abel. I understand you're likely not back to work today yet. Our offices are closed as well, but wanted to touch base quickly so we can pick this back up again on Monday. We heard the content shoot went well last week, so as soon as you're able to share any insight on next steps per our call, that would be great that would be great so we can start planning on our end. Just as an FYI, Justin leaves for Sweden on the 18th, so anything we can and should be planning on our end, we would likely need to capture next week, top of the following week. Also, Danny and Gloria, we received a note about a potential London premiere on 8/5. Sorry if I missed that somewhere within our correspondence, but curious how that affects the junket plans and travel for JB back to NY. Want to make sure that the Chicago screening on 8/8 is on your radar, as well as it's our understanding Jamie has been leading those comms. Justin would love to start ironing out travel if we can for him and Emily from Sweden. Press commitments week of release, so if we could connect on the publicity side to walk through where everything stands at this time, that would be great. Next week, of course. Thanks again, Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Our content team is putting together a few pieces for Justin. They should be sending to you guys for approval on Monday. The digital team is also going to send you a calendar so you can see how our rollout of content and social pieces is planned. I'll let publicity answer the other stuff. Thanks, Danielle. So that's what happened there. Okay. Then Blake Lively email to Sarah Rule, July 7th, 2024. I am so sorry. I have been under it since April, really. This is 4:26 p.m. I was filming one movie. When the studio took the film from the director of the movie I was in post on and asked me to take over. So I have been re-editing the entire film. I brought on composer and whole team to redo everything. I just finished the final sound mix in LA yesterday, flying back now to do final color time this week, and then I'm out from under this. The movie comes out in a month, so I'm diving into the press. I hope to come up for air before that, though. Cannot wait to read this, and I'm excited to see what new ideas come out. I love that it spoke to you. Thank you for your patience. Speak soon. P.S. Love that fabric. And this is in reply to the July 6th email. I'm sure you've had a busy summer. Anxious to hear your thoughts. Any thoughts you have. XOXO Sarah. Okay, so that happened. Let's look up Sarah. I think she's an author, if I recall. Yeah, she is an author. There she is. Oh, she just happens to have works on the West End, and I just did an accent. That's fun. Okay. So that's who that is. All right, next, Blake and Jenny. Slate text exchange where Blake complains about Justin's book project and Jenny calls them pigs. July 7th. 1:36 p.m. I know you don't see them. I don't know why I still insist on replying. Almost done with the movie. Leaving LA now. Locked sound yesterday and finish color tomorrow. And then it ships. PJ Mark is still TBD. Should know in the next day or two. Justin and Co. are at it again at Wayfarer, selling a book that I explicitly did not approve with my name big and exclusively on the cover and a look-alike in my wig and wardrobe. And they have Colleen listed as the author, even though she wouldn't sign the contract because she didn't want to be a part of it either. You're working so hard. I hope you're feeling good about it. Hope you know that I am so grateful to you and deeply admire your talent and tenacity. You always make me feel so nice. You make it easy. You are so terrific in this movie. Ew! Holy shit, they are pigs. Blake, I'm so sorry. I can't believe how greedy and brazen and dim they are. It's so truly confounding. They are so desperate and greedy for the cheapest marks of fame. And they're not worthy adversaries, but they keep worming their way into these horrid battles. Like, what did they think would happen? Didn't they expect that you most likely have really great lawyers and that you yourself are incredibly smart and that they could never get away with that? They are such dipshits. I didn't even think about that. It's crazy how above reproach they feel. It's like he said to me about his previous sexual encounters when we were in my car with Sophia and my security, Kevin, who was so spook day him. After this, he wanted a background check and make sure I was never alone with him. He said, "Have I always asked for consent? No. Have I always listened when they said no? No. People show you who they are. Believe them the first time." I agree, Blake. Yeah, that is my central takeaway here. I also saw something in him, was aware of a general vibe that I'm not into, and I pushed past it. Never again. Lesson learned. And now we're at Colleen again. July 11th, 2024, Colleen Hoover and Blake text exchange where Blake tells Colleen Justin is smearing her and sexually harassing her. Okie dokie. 8:35 p.m., 7-Eleven. Sorry, at dinner we'll call you when I'm done. My phone died, typing this from my laptop. Just have him call me whenever. I got you. We got each other. That agent thing made me feel so crappy. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have told you. She's a twat. It's fine. I'm glad you did because despite his repeated disturbing behavior and acts, I still feel bad for him. To be reminded multiple times daily that he's smearing me for. How is he smearing you, girl? Wasn't the smear campaign supposed to start in August? Why are you talking about a smear campaign in July? I wonder why July, darling? Why? Make it make sense. Asking him not to sexually or emotionally harass me, for making his movie better, for calling in all the favors to turn out all the biggest musicians and entertainers to contribute to making his movie better, to leading a marketing campaign for free. Shitty one, but okay. I literally don't know a single thing I've done that he can smear me about. Ryan says he should be writing me apology and thank you letters every day, and instead he chooses to make a monster out of me. But what's my crime? I've only ever stayed focused on the work and given him every opportunity to make it better, and he just keeps behaving like a rabid pig. Wow. 10:33 p.m. Exactly. I think as women and mothers, we're taught to give grace until there's nothing left of us. But in times like these, sometimes it's good to be reminded that grace is wonderful until it compromises your integrity. I sometimes start to feel bad too, but I can guarantee you he hasn't felt an ounce of guilt. He's too busy playing victim while you work your ass off to make a better movie than he gets credit for. I love you. Thank you for this. It's so true. She just loves to hear people reinforce what she says and make her feel good about herself. But yeah, not narcissistic at all. But as your friend, I don't want to interrupt your peace. I hate it when people tell me negative things people say, and I try not to do it to others. I want to be a safe space, but sage works too. It's okay, he saged Sophia while she was holding my baby, so it's appropriate. She laughed at that. Ha ha ha. So funny, the idea of him having a baby in his arms right after you said that he sexually harassed you. Haha, okay. Living with him must feel like a fever dream. I wish his agent knew that this is entirely about Justin. Not that it matters, but it hurts my feelings for me and infuriates me as someone who has been held within your immense strength that she would say to your face that it's me and not you asking for what's right and fair. She texted it. If she said it to my face, she would have gotten clocked. Instead, she got blocked. That rhymed. If Taylor ever needs lyrics, give her that line. Onward. F the attention these people get out of our happy lives. Between your text and the letter I just got from Lisa, the post-production supervisor, my heart is full, and they can distract from that, but they can't take that. Going to sleep. I love you, but I may love your new bag more. She loved that. XX. Goodness. Love you too, but yes, the bag is fire. Good night. These people. Laughed at that because it's so hilarious. It's going to be my thigh tattoo. And also, it's a damn good line. And then she says, it hit deux mois. Cousin sent me that. And then it says, not a tip. Oh, it has ended with us? Not a tip, but no one seems to be talking about Justin Baldoni missing from all the It Ends With Us promo. Not to mention BL doesn't follow him on IG, and he seems to be cut off from the rest in that he hasn't been tagged in any of the main posts events since May. Please shine some light. Need to go back to IEW set intel that could be on an old podcast episode other than that. Yikes. And some believe that Colleen, like I said, gave tips about what happened on set. July 13th, 2024, Ryan Reynolds has entered the chat again. Yet again. And WME, text exchange where Ryan defames Justin Baldoni. Yet again. Here we go again. He's nothing if not consistent. 11:01 a.m. Hey Patrick, do you have a couple minutes to chat? I'm in London, and I have a call with Feig from 5:30 to 6 p.m. Then I'm free till 9ish before I leave for Brazil. I realize it's Saturday, so no pressure. This is not an emergency at all. Patrick Whitesell responds, of course, just ring my cell. Rats, just tried you. Sorry I missed you. I'm clear for the next 30 minutes, then wide open in an hour. Sorry, didn't see phone ring. Can't call you now or when you are next free. What is best? I need to talk to Feig and Lou for the next 30 minutes. May I call you immediately after I hang up with them? Yes. I might call you on FT audio because it's a clear connection. Appreciate you making time. I know it's Saturday. Happy to, brother. We will figure this out. Thank you, P-dubs. I think ultimately the guy needs to comprehend the stakes. He's an inexplicably toxic mess, to say nothing of the fact he presents as a feminist ally warrior when he's actually a thoroughbred predatory fraudster. Talking to Danny will be helpful. I don't want to prescribe anything. I want to enlist Danny to help. I like to present options. Justin should be writing 15-page apology letters to Blake and dozens of other folks from the film. Instead, he continues to attack Blake, and before long, she's going to stop protecting him from the other cast and crew who want to hold him accountable. He's a bit Trumpy in the sense he just labels everybody else the very thing he is himself. The layers of irony in this exchange is insane. I'd put Blake's reputation on trial any day of the week. Let's do it, girl. She's worked with Oliver fucking Stone and dozens of other mercurial and abusive people. Sorry, Oliver. In her experience and mine, nobody has ever reached the Empyrean heights of vile the way Justin Baldoni has. His complete lack of not only remorse but self-preservation is a character study in malignant, lazy-lidded stupidity and darkness. I'd much rather focus on what's important, but this thing has to be dealt with, and I'm happy to jump in with Danny whenever you feel it's the right moment. I'll be very calm, diplomatic, and solution-oriented. Of course you will, because that's who you are deep inside, Ryan. We all know. You're just so wonderful. Sure. July 13th, 2024, Jenny Slate and Blake Lively text exchange where Jenny informs Blake she has texted her assistant to unfollow Justin. It starts with him. Redacted. Also, I texted my Insta assistant to unfollow. 9:33 p.m. Redacted. I just saw I half wrote a text to you from your last text. I'm so sorry. I will finish the thought. I'm so happy to hear your plan for your mouth. I heard mouth. I'm sorry. I said mouth. I apologize. I meant month, obviously. But that makes no sense. But whatever. 10:32 p.m. I am so happy to hear your plan for your month, what you're doing, and also what your aspirations are for quiet, attainable peace, which is real success. Not all the other things we're told. Things? I just said things and I meant stuff. Sorry. Not all the other stuff we're told. Just the time to follow our nose at home. It's the dream. Oh, here she brought up the nose again. She knows what she's doing. And I love how often you carve out that reality. It's beautiful and inspires and encourages me so much to get to that place again. That's the most real happiness any of us will ever feel, and it all goes by too fast. The time to do it is now, and thank you for sharing your world with me because it inspires me so much. All that said, you are so stunning in this movie. I can't wait for the other, more societally discussed version of success, in quotes, to further roar around you like a gust of wind coming across your ... fire. They will all be chasing after your light, begging to get you on screen more, bringing their work to life like only you can. I sure would. Not that you need it or even want it. It's just nice that your talent will reach so many people with this movie and that they appreciate you because what you do in this movie genuinely helps people. It's obnoxiously earnest sounding, but it's true. I've watched it for months now. I can't wait for you to feel that energy surrounding you, fed from your work in this. It's incredible and potent. We all have something to be proud of, especially Justin. I made sure of that from day one and continue to. The work is beautiful across the board and across departments. We had incredible teams on and off camera at every stage, and it shows. Everyone really does deliver. I can't wait to get this thing out into the world and out of my nest. I am constantly in the never-ending muck and mire of this film, but it's also given me some of the most beautiful moments in my career, the highlight being the people I got to work with. All of them, every single one but two, were just wonderful in every way. You are the sparkling cape topper on that wedding cake. I can't handle the fucking brown nosing. Okay. You are the sparkling cake topper on that wedding cake. Your friendship has been such a beacon of goodness and light in all this. You are the positivity that you so generously gave me credit for. Now you see why I only made it halfway through this text before. I am tangenting, as usual. What in the world? July 14, 2024, Colleen Hoover emails Josh Greenstein and Ange Giannetti that she sides with Blake, but doesn't want to be accountable for it. Josh and Ange from Colleen Hoover to Andrea Giannetti and Josh Greenstein. Phone call today. Subject line. 3:59 a.m. Damn. And 55 tickets. I thought it would be better to get my thoughts out in an email to both of you. First and foremost, I'm excited for the movie and all that comes with it, and I'm extremely grateful for all that has gone into it. In no way do I want to deny support for this film, especially after being invited by Blake to have a small hand in seeing it through. I will say that I'm concerned about everything happening behind the scenes and the positions I've been put in, which is why I feel much more comfortable having this conversation over email. And you mentioned the book in our brief convo before I got cut off, but I want to make it clear that my publisher pulled his book. I'm not sure what anyone heard or was told, but based on some unhappy texts I received from Justin's agent, they're assuming I had the book pulled, and I don't want there to be any confusion. I did not request they pull it. In fact, I had already approved it. But after seeing the file that went to print was not at all the file they sent me for approval, not even close, I let my publisher know I wouldn't be promoting it, as I felt lied to regarding what the content was supposed to be. What they did after that was their choice, but I know there's some misinformation out there, so I hope you understand when I ask that any future communication from this point forward regarding this movie go through email. It isn't personal, I promise. It's just to protect myself in these sticky situations of he said, she said. As for the premiere, I feel I have been asked to make huge decisions, and I'm honestly not comfortable with it anymore. In a way, I feel like a scapegoat, as though I'm being used as an excuse for anyone having to deliver unfavorable news to Wayfarer. I have felt backed into a corner more than once with the choices I've been asked to make. Am I going to be comfortable if Justin is there? No. Things are beyond uncomfortable at this point, but my comfort isn't my priority. I'm used to being neutral, but this is a situation that has required some firm decisions on everyone's part, and I don't like upsetting people or choosing sides, and yet you're doing just that. Can I promise I'll go if he and his team are all there? I can't promise that. I go back and forth every day between continuing to show up for this movie or going into hiding because it's all causing me anxiety and bringing in tension that I'm not prepared for or used to. Of course, in a perfect world, we'd set it all aside and everyone would could smile for the cameras, but feelings have been hurt and boundaries have been crossed. I can see where Blake is coming from if she chooses not to attend, because if I were in her shoes, I'm not so sure I would be able to stomach seeing someone else accept credit and accolades for what was also a huge, massive effort on her part, and having to share what should be a celebratory moment with people you absolutely can't celebrate with. Based on what I have seen and know, I would personally choose to support her that night in whatever her decision ends up being. What I don't want is Sony's decision or Justin's attendance or lack thereof to be placed solely on my shoulders. And I definitely don't want to be a scapegoat. I don't know what else to add. I do hope to see you guys at the premiere, but if that ends up not happening for any reason, please know that I will only ever have positive things to say publicly. Aside from the issues at hand, it really has been a wonderful experience, and you guys did the book such justice, and I'm forever and truly grateful for that. Thanks for understanding, Colleen Hoover. And then we go to July 17th, 2024. It ends with us, Westfield Century City pop-up content shoot. Let's look at that real quick. This is from Jonesworks, and it goes over that event. So the social concepts to capture are touring lily blooms, Q&As, speed round, this or that, lightning round with Natasha. It ends with us, pop-up content capture with Sony, and Sony social media team begins. Comment responses. Short Q&A centered on work in the film. What elements from Colleen's writing did you keep in mind when developing the look of Lily Bloom's shop? What importance does the flower shop play in Lily's story? Do you remember the first time you heard about the story of It Ends With Us? When did you decide to turn it into a movie? Can you talk about any Easter eggs in the movie? Any that are in Lily Bloom's shop? What was one of the most rewarding scenes to bring to life from the book? And then Westfield Century City pop-up content shoot wraps at 6:20 p.m. Then we have the talking points. This is what's important. And it says, It Ends With Us, the first Colleen Hoover novel adapted for the big screen, tells the compelling story of Lily Bloom, a woman who overcomes a traumatic childhood to embark on a new life in Boston and chase a lifelong dream of opening her own business. A chance meeting with charming neurosurgeon Ryle Kincaid sparks an intense connection, but as the two fall deeply in love, Lily begins to see sides of Ryle that remind her of her parents' relationship. When Lily's first love, Atlas Corrigan, suddenly re-enters her life, her relationship with Ryle is upended, and Lily realizes she must learn to rely on her own strength to make an impossible choice for her future. Directed by Justin Baldoni and produced by Alex Sachs, Jamie Heath, Blake Lively, and Christy Hall. The film stars Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, Jenny Slate, Hassan Minaj, Amy Morton, and Brandon Sklenar. No Isabella Ferrer there. Interesting. Or Alex Newstander. From a screenplay by Christy Hall based on the book by Colleen Hoover. Positioning. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are starring in the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's highest-selling novel, It Ends With Us. This is the first film of the Colleen Hoover phenomena to be adapted for the big screen. She is also executive producing. Justin Baldoni is also directing and executive producing, as well as starring. Blake Lively is also producing. Brandon Sklenar is perfectly cast as the charismatic Atlas. Charismatic? I don't know if I'd use that word, but all right. Who brings an impressive emotional depth to the role. What were we watching? Along with Jenny Slate and Hassan Minaj, who both bring compassion and humor to the film. Then they have more notes here, what to avoid. Focus more on Lily's strength and resilience as opposed to describing the film as a story about domestic violence. Empowerment is not just about standing up to adversity, but also about having the power to overcome within oneself and grow from it, and developing agency to shape the future. Avoid talking about this film that makes it feel sad or heavy. It's a story of hope. Avoid talking about the film being representative of every woman's story. There are many stories of domestic violence, and this is just one perspective that is inspired by Colleen Hoover's own experiences growing up, allegedly, but probably not. So yeah, this is what the talking points were, which is very important because she is alleging that the marketing was Sony's idea and everything. So to, not talk about the domestic violence stuff at all. And to make it light. But then she also said that maximum effort was involved. So make it make sense. Anyway, July 22nd, 2024, text exchange between Warren Zavala, remember that's the agent of Blake Lively, Patrick Whitesell, who is with WME, and Danny Greenberg discussing Blake Lively. Danny is, again, Justin's agent. Alrighty. 8:05. Sorry, I saw an 8 and I said 8. This is not 8:05. This is 6:05. Danny Greenberg. Patrick, Warren 2, spoke with Josh Greenstein. Need your help with Blake as we discussed regarding the premiere. Up until a couple weeks ago, we were seemingly good on the premiere. Now that Justin took a shot at the coffee table book and his documentary, Blake has flipped and is pushing Sony that Justin shouldn't go to the premiere. She has the author now taking that position and threatening not to go if he goes. Blake is also ringleading this with the other actors too. She's been brilliantly choreographing this for a while. It's brutal and it's also bad for the movie, her and all involved. Josh Greenstein may reach out to you. We need your help powering her down. I have more, can discuss tomorrow. Patrick responds, Danny lets you and I discuss tomorrow. He liked that. End of that. I don't think that's going to be a good discussion. Then we have July 22nd, 2024. Justin and Danny Greenberg text exchange where Justin is nervous about the cast photo. 10:40. Just missed a call from WME. Was that you? Yes. Tried you back. On with Caliph. All good. Call you back in a few. FYI, I'm in Sweden until premiere. Didn't know if you knew. 9 hours ahead. By the way, just want to thank you again for having my back on that call with Ryan. I shared what you said with Emily, and that really meant a lot to both of us. Someone in this business had a backbone enough to stand up for me. He loved that. Says, always, it felt good doing it. Then Justin responds, I do think we just need to figure out the logistics of the premiere and get the real scoop on if they're really not gonna take a photo with me, as I don't want to be thrown into a cast and producer's picture and then have their faces all weird. I'd rather just get there early and then go inside, but I know that PR is very clear that they want me to be a part of the cast photo. Okay, we'll figure it out on it. Then Jen Abel and Danny Greenberg email about the premiere issues, July 24th. Okay, external. Remember, she still works at Jones Works at this point. Okay, 9:23 a.m. Jamie and Danny, appreciate you both keeping us in the loop and updating in real time regarding the potential situation. Just wanted to send a friendly reminder if you could please share with us the legal letter that was sent by BL and her team. Per our conversation, we will go through point by point and draft context surrounding each situation. We can then flag what we are missing that would be helpful to arm us in the case we need to refute any of the claims. Jamie, understand that you are also compiling info on the various incidents, which will be helpful to ensure we are in the know on everything. We will need potential witnesses, locations, context, people who would be in our corner to speak on background to refute any claims, and provide additional color surrounding the atmosphere on set. To reiterate our strategy, we should not do anything proactive that could light our own fire unnecessarily. While it isn't ideal to be on the defense due to the ambiguity and uncertainty of what could potentially be claimed, we will just need to be prescriptive and immediately refuting whatever is made public with facts, third-party sourcing on background, and if necessary, a legal response. Please also keep us posted on where conversations net out with Sony and the premiere. Until then, we are moving forward business as usual. I communicated this previously, but just to arm you further in your conversations, it's an easy thing to orchestrate a staggered arrival to ensure there is no crossing of paths on the carpet screening, and JB can easily skip the after party. Here for any questions in the meantime, and we will stand by. Thank you, Jennifer. Thanks, Jennifer. Should have some more premiere information later today or tomorrow. Here to discuss all whenever works for everyone, said Danny Greenberg. Okay. Then Katie Case has entered the chat. July 25th, 2024. Katie Case takes notes of all the reasons Wayfarer needs tag. Oh dear. That's a lot of notes. Have I even looked at this? I might not have. Oh, it's so long. Let's read it together. Hold on. Ah. Okay, this is the most relevant part. Okay. Let's go to this part. On first day of shooting, a lot of money spent. Blake didn't show up today, one, because her baby was sick. Apparently this has happened on other movies where on day one, her baby has been sick. She started shooting in NYC. They learned the maintenance that was required to work with her as they started and were dealing with wardrobe. Justin, the director, developed the look for Lily Bloom, but Blake started spending on her own and changed the whole wardrobe. No regard as to how this affected production. She had ideas for the script. Prior to shooting, she would look at the script and write and might reword things, and they did. It was minor than major than her rewriting the whole script. Every page she had her fingerprint on. They tried to navigate this writer strike that then happened. Spell wrong because spell wrong. Original writer couldn't be engaged. Justin could make director changes and not material changes. They danced around this. No saying no to her then when this would happen. Once they started shooting, there were demands she had. They accommodated material, logistical, security, etc. Once they started they got shut down because of the strike. They take a breakdown for 2 months, maybe longer. They took a gamble on when the strike was ending, and they thought they could start on the day, but instead they got a legal letter, list of conditions. Lindsay something, Strandberg, their attorney said they need to read the letter. 17 things in order to return to set. She listed conditions. Justin Bonet shall not talk about his porn addiction with Blake Lively. JB shall not talk about Blake Lively's dead father. Wayfarer shall not enter BL's trailer in a state of undress. No one from Wayfarer, spell wrong, shall not hug, touch in any way Blake Lively or her team. Intimacy coordination must be present at all times when BL is on set. Must be closed set during rehearsal or filming of nudity. Faux sensuality, personality must be approved by BL. Hadn't filmed any sex scenes at this point. Appearance must only be done in regards to character. Alex Sachs, lead producer, no, spell wrong by the way. Lead producer woman hired her because there should be a woman on the team and be present. She was a third-party producer. A lot transpired since the letter. They get the letter and Sony gets the letter. Jamie gets a call from Sony saying what happened on set. Justin and BL were rewriting the script. The only place she would work is at her house, so they would work there late at night. Totally normal. And everything seemed fine. JB thought they were building a relationship. As part of this, they were building the sex scenes. Some conversations were more personal as they're discussing this. Are they shooting them, finishing? They are going to shoot both or just one of them. They were some personal experiences shared to justify the way they were going to write the sex scene. He has a porn addiction, which he spoke about. All hand meeting before shooting resumes. Jamie, Justin, Alex, Todd, Black, who is the newly appointed A-list producer, acting as an AP. Someone Giannetti, spell wrong, who works at Sony. Blake and Ryan Reynolds all in their living room. They unleash and want to talk about everything that's happened. 50 to 60 things that she wrote in a journal about Justin. 2 to 3 things with Jamie. JB shall not talk about his porn addiction with BL. JB has written books and openly spoken about overcoming his porn addiction, encouraged boys to not feel shame and talk about sexuality and know things are normal, but it can be painful and how it perpetuates behavior. He's talked about this publicly. Incidents, just talks about all the incidents that they mentioned. We don't have time for all that. Then she insisted on being allowed into the editing room or she wouldn't promote the movie. There are all these misdemeanors. They come down, they have this thing, go to her apartment, BL and Ryan. She's reading 50 things that aren't in the legal document, but her getting it off her chest so when they go to shoot phase 2, they can express themselves. JB shall not linger on her lip during a kissing scene. Laundry list of things. JB shall not talk about BL's dead father or have conversations with BL's dead father. JB is a spiritual person. He said he believes when people pass on and we remember their name, it brings their soul closer to God and they pray for him. He said they prayed for her father last night. How dare he? JB shall not talk about his religion to BL. JB should not comment on how BL smells. JB gets nervous and freezes up. He was trying to articulate the words, Ryan chastised him for being dramatic. It's not about you, it's about her. This goes on for an hour. Jamie asked if he could speak. Jamie said he was sorry. It was her experience, wanted to feel seen and valued. We're people who care about how we treat people. Ryan, I see you're protective of Blake. I can see you're protesting her. And while we might agree, spell wrong, everything spell wrong, on every single thing, I'm sorry and I should have been better myself. I wish I would have done the IVO thing different. Moving forward, we will be more careful, more mindful about feeling comfortable in the pace, and we can get through this in a way we can get through this that's meaningful to all. Ryan chastised Jamie and Justin again. Justin, why can't you be more like your partner? Jamie feels it didn't make Justin look his best. They've held this against him, that he hasn't shown any contrition. He can barely move. The next morning he had a sex scene with her. Damn. It takes him days to find his legs again, and he finishes the movie. She shoots in LA. Now they're in the edit. 10 weeks to do the movie. His movie. A week in, she says she wants to be involved into the edit. Justin is protected, spell wrong, and develop his movie. They know this can't happen. She is so unique that they would get nothing done and it would cost more money. They said no. She got really upset. They end up saying yes, she can come in for a little bit of a time. Nina Shaw is JB's personal lawyer, not so much a law thing as much of a PR thing. While he's almost done with his first cut of it, she then demands to have time. They give her 4 to 5 days, which now she wants 11 days. They say no. Pressure from her and Sony. They give her 11 days. Sony said she keeps waving that she didn't feel safe on set. JB's movie is tested, and it tests really high. Sony is happy with testing, does second screening, and tests better. Blake now says she wants a friends and family screening of what she's done. Now she insists that her version gets a screen test. They get pressure to do so. It didn't test as well as Justin's, but they heard from Sony again and doubling down, saying she won't promote the movie unless her version is the one they go with. She said Colleen was on her side and that Colleen wouldn't promote the film. No other cast complaints other than the sexy comment from Jenny. Jenny also complained about meeting Jamie. She had an allowance for an Airbnb, so they gave her X amount. She rented an Airbnb on her own, think that was above what they gave her. She told Jamie in the office that she didn't like the place, and she said they wouldn't give them their deposit back. He said, let's get you a new place. You're a baby, and a mother. We don't want you in the place and will bear the cost. They worked it out and talked to production team. 2 days later, he sees her, asks about Airbnb. She said, thank you. Fast forward 2 weeks, they get the sexy complaint. She had a problem with him offering to pay for the place as if he was a savior, and a pat on the back for taking care of women and mothers being valued. Jenny stopped talking to Justin and Jamie. Her agent hasn't talked to them about it. Sony is worried. Justin is very fear-based that Blake is going to take her down. Her down. Jamie learned that she has the characteristics of a narcissist. Have another call, go through an exact timeline and make things super specific. Enough friendly reporters and people who would create a story that we wanted to create it. She took the movie over. Justin is benched and sidelined from his own movie. Sony and other consultants just said let her have it at this point. Justin is sick because his name is on it as a director. Sony agrees it didn't score as well, even her second test. Now she's willing to put the movie closer to what Justin's second test did, but they couldn't call it Justin's cut. They're not talking to Colleen anymore. She's under Blake's wing. She went out to dinner with the two of them, brought her fully up to speed. She left that dinner feeling like they tried to get her on their side and turn her against Blake. Author of book, Woman Beloved, they don't follow Justin on social media. Young actors no longer following Justin. Blake has shared enough with them that they want nothing to do with Justin. Brandon, who plays Atlas, book Bonanza happened, met with Alex. Alex has played both sides, but has despised BL's behavior. Now she's at book Bonanza and goes to dinner with them. Brandon will not promote the movie alongside Justin. They wouldn't do any press with him. Alex, through their newly appointed producer, would no longer engage with Jamie Wayfarer. Alex has been someone to navigate as well. Female lead, female co-lead, female author, female producer, female young Lily and young Atlas. Older Atlas only heard from Blake and one incident with Jenny about bad experiences. Brandon is stating that Justin was trying to belittle his experience. Brandon spoke to Forbes about how incredibly Justin was as a director. Need to look this up. Movie is done. Blake finishes the movie. Justin is in a bad place, can barely show his face. He feels robbed. He feels like his name and what he's worked for is in the balance. He's very sensitive. Character assassination from someone known for being such a lovely character. Man Enough podcast redefine what it means to be a man. Ryan threw this in their faces. You guys are the dangerous ones. Sony does not think there's any veracity to this. They've experienced how high maintenance this is. They're good with the crew. Jamie isn't worried about peripheral opinion. Sony doesn't care about preserving Jamie and Justin's name. They care about how well the film does. Sony doesn't think they've done anything wrong, but their opinion is just acquiesce. How long do you act guilty until you become guilty? Movie is done. He can't watch his own movie. Sony was able to get the movie 90% back to Justin's cut. Justin has been removed from posters, film credits, etc. Blake wants to be a producer on the film, wants her credit from EP to producer. They gave her a credit. She doesn't have the PGA mark, makes a distinction between contractual ones and the ones that built the cake. Rigorous process to award a PGA mark. They get a call that says Blake has requested that these three people, Alex, Ange, and Todd Black, writes a letter advocating why she deserves a PGA. She is requesting and expecting Jamie and Justin to write a letter also requesting this. Everyone else wrote the letter, and the only two that said no were Jamie and Justin. Now they have fueled their fire. Any goodwill that was left with them was gone. They write a letter. Jamie sent Blake a text asking for a direct conversation to find a path through this and lead to a change of thought. She would not get on a call and said she only wanted to communicate via text for it to be in writing. They write a letter. Jamie wrote it on behalf of him and Justin. This was factual, not advocating. Wardrobe, editing, music. She was granted the PGA mark. Follow-up email sent to Jonesworks attorneys. Wrote letter under duress. Extortion. This is extortion, only doing it to save face, investment, etc. This is dated at the same time in writing. They had to fire their composer because she didn't like the music to bring on Ryan's composer for Deadpool. Fired editors. Now, the premiere is happening August 6th. Movie comes out on August 9th. They're going to go. Premiere, NYC, Lincoln Center. Chairman and financier, he's going to the premiere with family and friends. Justin is coming to the premiere to walk the carpet and celebrate movie and reclaim it. Most of Wayfarer is going to celebrate the movie and family and friends until Monday. Blake does not want Justin at the premiere, nor does she want Wayfarer at the premiere. Over the last 3 days, got wind that she doesn't want them there from Sony executives. $30 million they put into Sony's $20 million. They've been waiting for the phone call that was a potential official ask or delivery of the news. They were preparing, talking to Danny Greenberg, Jen Abel a lot. 5 p.m. Wednesday meeting with Sony. Josh says to them, Blake doesn't want Justin or Wayfarer at the premiere. Josh and them are over Blake, but they need to stay in business with her and Ryan. They said Blake was more important to them essentially than them. She said that if they go to the premiere, if Justin goes to the premiere, and if you guys go, she will not come to the premiere, nor will Colleen or any of the other actors. Justin only found all of this out last night. He cannot take anymore. Justin isn't built for something like this. Option 1, Justin fakes COVID. He's in Sweden. He posts something about not being there and lies. Sony doesn't want that option. Option 2, JB comes to red carpet before the rest of the cast, takes pictures, and he leaves. They'll come an hour later, film community of all the people. He won't be in the theater when the movie is introduced and talk about, and he's not there. Option 3, business as usual. They're going to go. First time something feels like it belongs to her, she's not going to not show up to this. Justin loses his mind. He's overwhelmed. His wife is worried BL is going to take their lives apart. Justin is worried about being canceled. Both of those things happened. They've decided to go with option 3 and call her bluff. They're not moving the fence anymore. Called Josh today and said they're going to go. Wayfarer cannot accept this, so here's what we'll do. Come to the premiere. Justin, who's been through a lot over the last 5 years, he deserves to see this movie through. He'll walk the carpet. He'll go inside. We'll do a fake interview so he got something to talk about, or do he had to get there early for some reason? No group photo. She wants to introduce the movie and welcome everyone. Tom Rothman or Josh or someone from Sony walks up to the stage and welcomes people and intros people. Blake and Colleen can then go up and have their bit. They're not going to after party. Night can belong to Blake. This is the only plan. MN needs to be very wary of her. Create scenario planning. It all goes to plan and everything runs smoothly. He should do an op-ed about why he chose to take this film on because of XYZ. Organize some proactive press, stepping up as men, GQ, E-dubs. Sorry, I call it E-dubs. EW. Protection of a brand, protection of him, push out positive headlines. In a couple months, say something. Josh warned Jamie that Blake doesn't accept this plan. She might not come to the premiere. Rest of cast might not go to the premiere. There might not be a premiere. They're prepared for this. Sony expects Wayfarer to back down. Wayfarer is not going to back down. Ange from Sony texted Jamie and said she thinks they're making the wrong decision, but Jamie feels it's telling. Ange spoke with Danny, their agent. What if Justin shows up, goes into the theater 2 with family and friends? She goes into theater 1 and intros movie. Justin intros movie to the theater, to his theater. They go say hello to other theaters, stay in respective theaters. This still doesn't work, and they said no. They found out tonight. They spoke with BL, Colleen. They said that they and them will not be coming to the premiere. Sony's disappointed. Jamie didn't back down this time. Invitations already went out today. Figure out how to mitigate that and come up with something as to why it's not happening. They're doing a temperature check. He's going to call back. They're not going to let this not happen. This isn't the end of it. They're going to let us know what happens. His thought and what he told Josh is, if this is the straw that breaks the camel's back, that they wanted to go to the premiere, that's going to be it. They're worried she's going to leak shit, but if she's going to do it anyways, why not? She's going to hint towards it, not going to fire offensive bullets, but have to have a strategy. They're not going to just tank shit. They're going to figure out something. Trade. Sony not allowing XXX. Weaponized feminism. Next steps, scope, price, duration, next steps, and framework. Holding statement. Scenario planning, etc. Oh my gosh, that was a long document, but I think it tells a lot. Okay, let's get back to it. Tag sends Wayfarer's proposal for work, July 26, 2024. Just, normal, let's get this done. While we reserve all legal rights at this stage, our client is willing to forego a more formal HR process. Oh, was that the tag thing? My bad. No, I don't know. Anyway, whatever. This is for Min and Joseph. This is from Lindsay Strasberg, the lawyer for Blake Lively, and this is basically saying, it is no surprise to the film's producers and the experience of shooting that the experience of the shooting of the film has been deeply concerning on many levels. The complaints of our client and others have been repeatedly conveyed and well documented throughout the pre-production and photography. While we reserve all legal rights at this stage, our client is willing to forego a more formal HR process in favor of everyone returning to work. This is the same thing that we already saw. I don't know why I'm seeing it right here. Hold on, maybe it's related to this tag thing. Yeah. No, it isn't. I don't know why this is here. Okay, random. I guess this is referencing that. Sure. Alright, so we're here. Tara Hanks. Ah. 7:34 p.m., 7:26. Wanted to give you a heads up that we are going to hire Melissa Nathan to help with scenario planning. She's great. She was our top pick at Westbrook, and we worked with her at CAA on several clients. I reached out to her last night, and Jamie and I spoke to her for a long time under NDA. We both feel great about it. I'm around if you were to talk. I just wanted to give you a heads up. I'll let Jen know after you and I connect. We can also touch base Monday. Have a great weekend. Stephanie Jones replies, Jen Abel recommended her, I'm sure, right? This is disappointing. We've had a lot of issues with her. My cybersecurity guys found her behind the site. It's a long story. Blank knows. Assume since you're only putting me on text and not Jen, that Jen knew. I don't feel comfortable working with her after all and if Justin knew that I don't think he would either. She's bad news and dirty. I think she's referring to the Alexander brothers there. And then Tara says, I had no idea about any of that. Jen gave me names of Sean Sachs and Actum. I wanted to let you know first because we spoke about it. I'm here if you were to talk. Are you afraid of just Stephanie Jones or why? I forgot the name of the article. Something Stephanie Jones about her being horrible. She shares that. Says, Tara, thank you for understanding us. This is a tough one for me. I'm fucked up. My voice is, I'm losing it. Okay. I'm sorry to throw a wrench in. We're almost done, I swear. We're not, but whatever. We're going to continue. I'm going to get out of there. All right, next is Wayfarer and Stephanie Jones text exchange where Stephanie is informed that they are hiring Melissa Nathan Tag. I'm not going in order, but whatever, it's fine. Whatever. July 26, 2024. July 29, 2024. Agents text exchange discussing the fan chatter about Justin being sidelined. Oh, this is the same thing again. My bad. Josh C. Malo. Where is Justin Baldoni in all your interviews? Why is he sidelined? Etc. And then Mitz from Wayfarer emails tag about the timeline being creative. That's July 31st, 2024. My name is Mitz. I work closely with Jamie at Wayfarer Studios. I'm sure we will chat more later this week. Looking forward to meeting you. We've started putting a timeline of events over the last 2 years. This is a WIP and needs some cleaning up, but sharing with you so you can start to get up to speed. Please let me know if you have any questions. Jennifer Abel, let me know best way to share this with you. For some people, for some reason, Google Sheets doesn't like your email. Talk soon. It opens for me. Thanks for sending Mitz. We'll review with fresh eyes tomorrow. We are wrapping it up soon, I swear. Then Wayfarer and Tag sign agreement letter on August 2nd, 2024. Remember, she alleged that August is when the smear campaign started, yet she was already using that language with people before. Letter of agreement. The services, let's just skip through so you can read it. $15,000 a month. I'll get to the meat and potatoes. After the initial 1 month period, either party may terminate this agreement for any reason, by providing the other party with not less than 10 days written notice. So it's pretty much just a month. Jennifer, Abel, and Kim, Tony's text exchange where they seemingly want to change Justin's personality to fit a molded narrative. August 2nd to 2000. August 2nd to, dear me, to the 5th. I really am losing my voice. Anyway, Kimberly Sony. This is not a problem for tomorrow at work, but here we go. Let me ask Ari, 4:28 p.m. Ari Emmanuel? Then Jennifer says she loved that, and then Kim says, the podcast is 1.5 hours. Wow. Yes, but I think it's good for him to do. Ari is looking into this. Great, thanks. He's doing great. Really good job. I would only say maybe don't mention friction on set so it doesn't open any doors. And shorter answers. Do you want me to mention 1, no friction, 2, not mention ending of movie too much? I don't want to ruin his role either. I already did. We are texting. Wonderful. Thank you, XX. He's looking at his phone too, but I wanted to be careful how much feedback we are giving with the mic. Totally understand. I love that answer. Same. We worked on it. Haha. Love that. Trying to get you an updated grid. The 5th of August 2024, 9:59 a.m. I have the same one you do. I think you said pay or wait, but I said made in Hollywood. Does it say pay? It says pay, yeah. Haha, got it. I realized my mistake. I will tell you candidly, but defer to you on how to tell Justin a bit too much therapy. Just going to tell him to shorten. When he thinks that like that, he doesn't go to the stories. Thank you. Hope you don't mind my comments. Not at all. Well done, and B recognized it. Also, the saving lives thing, not sure how much you can get him off that. Yeah, that's a tough one. We worked on it, but I'll remind him. Thank you. Beautiful answers. I was holding my breath through that entire interview. Let's take friction out of his vocabulary if we can. Yes, I will remind him. It's just clickbait. Not that what he's saying is bad. That hospital baby answer was too long, but appreciate here trying to stay positive. We have the allow him some storytelling, please. Love that. Will he be okay to cut his lunch short? Yes, because Mario needs to go at noon sharp. Loved, yes. Copy. Keep us posted, X. Sorry, what program is this? No more? This is too much about abuse. I have no idea, actually. I don't know how this came up. Can we chat with him about this after this one? Or can you so I don't cause problems for him? Yes, do you want to flag for JPL to pause? To pause after this interview? This must have been something that he did separately with no more that he was referring to when getting the inspiration to play Ryle. But it went way off track. Odd questions. I think you know. He needs to pivot. His other answers were great about abuse and the violence. Yes, this is the first one that he spoke about. Agree. And keep those answers very short. Asking them to hold this. Like that. The other interview that worries me is the Ryle wanted to R Atlas out of her, but he didn't use that word. The Dallas one. I think it was an earlier one. He's getting a little rogue, lol. Challenging worked much better than friction. Yes. Still have generic to do after this. Like that. To be sure, I understand he wanted to depart Chicago the morning of the 10th, have a few hours layover in New York, and then depart New York later that day. Not sure of the flight options available, but yes, or to New York, whichever airport that makes sense, then New York to Sweden on Saturday. And he's interested in any theater visits if good for theater partners. AMC, you can pop in and surprise fans. All right, next. Let me make sure. We're coming along, guys. Stick with me. Brianna Butler has entered the chat. Okay. Brianna Butler and Katie Case text exchange, mostly complaining about everyone and everything. August 4th, 2024. We might have seen this before. Let me see. We'll just skip to this. I think we just focus them on the one like for his junket tomorrow. I'll draft it if I already have it in my head. I wonder if blah blah blah. Yes, only need an E-line. I know it's odd, and also they wanted me to have a chat with him in Italy, but I've only met the guy 4 times. He doesn't know me well. Was in his head about performing with fucking. The last thing I was going to do while still seeing a rapport with him was going to say, hey, your girlfriend's crazy, by the way. That's super inappropriate. They're kicking the can down the road so they don't have to do it. Lastly, for the JB doc, I want to say that there are angles we can focus on to angles we can focus on to show the risks presented when an actor is given complete control over a film, pushes the director out. What's a clean way to say that? Essentially as a warning. I'll work on this. There's a process for the purpose of maintaining the film and crew's integrity. When that gets interrupted, it causes job loss, confusion, and disjointed final products. Given the amount of love the fans have for this story and the importance of telling it, JB and Wayfarer fought to maintain this integrity to present the best possible outcome. Unfortunately, BL wanted to turn this into a passion project to suit her own needs and career. Yes, I like this, because that's kind of what happened. Yeah. I don't know, but what else to include for moving forward? I think only like a line or two, but do you agree that document is cleaner now? Less back and forth of what if that I feel he was just too focused on? I think so. I'm going to do a bit more work on it so that he doesn't focus so much on it. I think today is really just about hearing his side of things, though. Okay, thank you. I agree. Like, we know what to do if and when needed. Which is the whole thing. Like, it was all just to prepare for if she leaked stuff, if she did something. This was all a combat plan. It wasn't an offense. It was defense. God, I can't wait to be trapped in a room with Jen Abel and Matthew Mitchell for 6 hours. I don't think we share this with him today. I think we send the messaging points for tomorrow to Jen and the team, but I think we send this doc when we have all the details from today. Otherwise, he'll get bogged down and freak out. No, he won't. No, we don't. We can send agenda of a few bullets, go over context of other complaints, his side, go over a draft statement for tomorrow, go over any other questions he has, plan for premiere. I'm so pissed about this. I'm going to have 2 screaming kids at 6 p.m. in the middle of dinner and bedtime. I love that he's so anti-patriarchy, but then does the most man thing. I'm so sorry about this. Also very typical of Jen, who has no children, to try and show value, but suggesting this meeting at this time. It's so inappropriate. Whether you have children or not, we all have husbands, family, personal time on a Sunday night. Nothing is breaking tomorrow. We should just finalize draft statement. It's going to be talking in circles. You're absolutely correct. And we've heard this story how many times now? I also have a wild theory about all this because it's so weird. Jen brought this to us before she's even left JW, Jonesworks. Yeah, what do you think? JB Lines, what do you think? This was the first time I served as director and actor, which was an enlightening experience. As a director, you have to lead with care and conscientiousness while managing all the different personalities, opinions, and ways of working on set. and then put that aside and act in scenes successfully. There are always creative differences on a set, so it was very fulfilling to have the experience of addressing these and adapting to ensure things ran as smoothly as possible to bring Colleen's story to life. I'm so proud of the cast. Blake is an absolute force, as is Jenny, Hassan, Brandon, Isabella, Alex. You can keep going down the list. I think the fans are really going to be happy with the movie and can't wait for them to see it. I'm wondering if he'll think it's too nice. Maybe we leave mention of people specifically out of it. And then they show that without that. And then, or hang on. Actually, I don't know. We're going to have to work through this with him. Oh, great. So I'll be alone in a hotel room with a strange man on a Sunday night, and they'll join when they can. Are you kidding? This should never have been in person. It's like she's fucking with us. That's not okay. You need to say you have a heart out. Fuck this guy. You know we're done working with him after the premiere. This is weird, right? I'm sure he's a good dude, but this is so dumb. I'm going to have a heart out at 8 p.m. That's 2 hours. It's Sunday night. He's got to be tired and jet lagged, right? This so-so Jones works, honestly. Go weirdly out of your way to prove white glove service. Yes, that's more than generous. We know everything he's going to say though for the most part. I'm so sorry. This is really unfair for all of us. Katie, you're a hardworking woman with a husband. Yeah, ha 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 ha. It doesn't matter unless a complete crisis. This is not appropriate. You're correct. I'm not joking. This is textbook Jones works. Thank fucking God. I'm pouring myself a glass of wine to sneak off camera. What? And then this was dumb oversight. If they knew they'd be landing around now. Were you already in transit there? I was literally just about to leave. Just in full fucking glam in my kitchen. I'm dead. Legit, I ironed a pair of pants for this and I'm so fucking happy. But also she probably was like, Justin, this random girl you just met is coming to your hotel room. And he was probably like, no? What an idiot she is. Also, did you get my text in that thread? Does 7:30 work for you? Ugh, I mean, yes. LOL. I know. I didn't know if you were waiting for just Jen and Matthew to confirm. I don't think this went through. Oh, what does it say in that part? I don't care. It doesn't matter. Okay, so basically there's a lot of shit talking and stuff with the PR people. We already went over that before, but just a reminder of where we're at in the timeline. August 4th, 2024, Danny Greenberg reaches out to Patrick Whitesell about Ryan Reynolds. And luckily it's small. I want to wrap up. 1652. Off tomorrow to NYC to this shit show. Kind of quiet now, but Justin's crisis team ready for a war with her. They have all kinds of garbage on her. My guess is if this blows up, RR will call you to make me clip our guy. I'll put the over-under on that by next Monday. Maybe we'll get lucky and it stays quiet, but unlikely. Movie is going to work. That's it for now, brother. Patrick says, okay, good luck. Fun times. Damn. And then August 4th to 9th, Justin Baldoni's premiere week schedule. You can look through that. Jones works again. Lots of information here. Henny Grace used to be his alias. He had to change it after this, I'm sure. Just a whole bunch of information about his schedule, where he's going, what he's doing. Take your time and read it whenever you fucking want. I'm not reading it all the way. Just skipping right through. It's a lot of information, so let's skip. Not really super important to get into it, but there you go. That's what he's dealing with. Lots of moving around from place to place. Then we do the domestic violence talk here. This is just one perspective that is inspired by Colleen Hoover's own deeply personal story of growing up in Texas. Try not to talk about it. Blah, 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 blah. Same thing as before, basically. Jen Abel again, August 5th, 2024. And tag, discuss PR and social media. Also, I think we have a new video coming up soon. Yep. It's coming up. That shit show. Just kicked off the junket for Elle UK. He said exactly like what we've discussed about navigating complex character and as a director, managing personalities and the natural friction on set and how that can create something beautiful, etc. 9:18 a.m. Perfect. Love to hear it. Amazing. Apologies I missed last night's call, but heard it was really productive. He used the word friction, which Sony wasn't happy with, but I think it's important to get around ahead of it and not have it look like he's shying away from it. I agree, friction is fine. Again, he's not the first person to experience friction on set, and contextualize around the dual experience of directing and acting. It's very appropriate. And then she liked that. We love that word, says Matthew. Is it helpful if we text notes here as we go, or we can compile and send as an email when we wrap? I.e. Cinema Blend interview with Riley Utley. He talked about the importance of having a safe set during the sex scenes and hiring an intimacy coordinator from day one and a female, and also how much Blake had control of these scenes. Yes, please. Yes, please. Notes in real time or comprehensive email EOD. Good to know the lay of the land overall. Notes in real time. Like that. FYI. Shows this article. Jenny Slate fell deeply in love with Blake Lively on the set of It Ends With Us. We looked at that before. And then Cosmo UK interview with Dusty Baxter Wright talked about the challenges of being a director and getting everyone on board, and how sometimes words get stuck and there are tough situations and friction creates beautiful art. He's also speaking to the intimacy coordinator and bringing them on early, and how important it was to be a woman, and also bringing on a female stunt coordinator, and how important it was for everyone to feel safe, and how involved Blake was. He talked about taking a step back and letting the woman take over, and he was more of the actor in the moment. He didn't want them to feel like they were shot by a man. Love this. Super important and plays into the overall feminist POV. Excellent. He's doing a really great job. So happy to hear that. Please, people really do love him. I'm so glad he can be reminded of that today. Melissa Nathan loved that. Really great lines there. This is great and really strong. And then they loved an image about going after a woman. We spoke with our digital team this morning. I'm going to send a note on this now in our email thread. Okay, great. Regarding rate to talk to Jamie. Yes, for sure. I will jumping on the call with her soon. It is in his interview with Nikki Novak of Fandango, Rotten Tomatoes. He spoke about the challenges of directing as well. They love that. And then incredible interview with Carly Thompson of The Hollywood Reporter about bringing on an intimacy coordinator early in pre-production and a female stunt coordinator, and taking a step back and letting the experts know more advise and ensuring the tougher scenes of violence didn't have the male gaze, and also allowing for Blake to have control. Yes, perfect. How did the rest of the day go, or is it still going? I'm assuming well. Going still at a screening event, but day went well overall. Very positive. Awesome, he was in good hands. They love that. Flagging this from Domois. I don't know, it's hard to read. I mean, I guess I'll try and give it a shot. Justin is doing It Ends With Us press, something like that. And they're like, here we go. Okay, that ends that. Then we're on August 6th, tag monitoring socials. Then we'll get to the video, for fuck's sake. All right. 9:40 a.m. Alex Seeley is into the chat. Zoe, once you're online, please send me a roundup like discussed yesterday. Thanks. Thank you. Can I get another roundup shortly? Thank you. You can text or email it to me when you're done. Zoe, call me. Zoe would love you as well to listen in, and also for your any input. That works for me. Looking at TikToks. I think part of it is they didn't want to romanticize Lily and Ryle by having them do a ton of PR together. Okay, so the comments are working excellent. Interesting. Is this person a big-time influencer or no? There are other comments saying he's traveling with family. Okay, good. That's all us. LOL. LOL. It's not them. 13,000 followers, so no. Oh, ha ha ha. You fooled me. There's a couple of TikToks, but nothing by anyone who matters. And the comments are minimal. Zoe, maybe more for tomorrow if you have a little more time, but would you be able to put together some research on other A-list celebrities who have ventured into the art space and the type of press they've gotten? Has anyone else done an exhibition who is mostly known for being major actor, etc.? Yes, I can do that. Viggo Mortensen, or however you spell his name, is a good one. Also Jim Carrey. Oh yes, Jim Carrey is a very good one. I feel like this is perpetually on my open tabs for crisis statements. At this point, can we speak off the record? Should be carved into my headstone when I die. Please. Zoe, can you look on Reddit and see if you can find a thread about Justin not doing press? Before it ends with us, please. Yes. Then they find it. De moi. Can you keep an eye out for any further chatter on this, please? On Reddit, X, TikTok, IG, and in traditional media? Yes! Thank you. Then they see a comment here. Let me see if I can fucking read it. I'll try. Yeah, Blake posts every day about the movie, tagging all her co-stars. Apart from Justin. Justin in New York at the moment as well. Doing press tour, but... Fuck. But remotely... I don't think that's what that says. But completely separate from the rest of the cast. I feel like even if there is a feud between them, they should respect each other and not be so obvious. It is so strange. I've seen that he is, oh my gosh, what does that say? Some press of other places, events. That's really hard for me to read. Blah, blah, blah. Something is off. That's all I got at the end of that. Thank you. Colleen Hoover unfollowed him on Instagram today. I'm not sure. One of the comments on TikTok said that she just unfollowed him. From today. Yes. Okay, thank you. Can you send a screenshot? And they did that. Can you send me the link to this too, please? Sends it. From It Ends With Us Instagram post. Thank you. Zoe, are you able to stay on top of this heavily until you're offline? Is there anything else you're tasked with that has deadline for today? Yes, I can. Can do that tomorrow morning if it's okay with Katie because she's the lead on the account. I have a call at 2, but I don't think it should be more than 30 minutes. You can skip that call or be off cam if it makes it difficult to keep track, Zoe. I think it will only be a quick check-in. Thank you. Let's maybe start putting into a doc. KK, I'll create one and share with you both. For the doc, should I separate TikTok, X, Instagram, and Reddit comments? Like do separate sections? Yes, please. And can you note the timing of when comments are made or posted? Yes. Thank you. Share the doc with you both. Thank you. If there's anything noteworthy, bad, could you please share to this chain in real time? Other than that, just keep adding to that doc. Yep. Zoe, can you pull mentions of Justin from this, please, and send to Bree and I here. Actor Brandon Skolinar on his career and Finding It Ends With Us. Yes. Based on the best-selling novel by Colleen Hoover, the emotional yet empowering story of It Ends With Us arrives in movie theaters on August 9th, starring Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni, Brandon Skolinar, and Jenny Slate. It Ends With Us tells a powerful story of Lily Bloom from her experiences as a teenager into adulthood with a universal theme about the choices we make that can break one free from repeating history. I was in a position at the time before the SAG-AFTRA strike. I was under the impression I'd have to leave very soon to start the second part of 1923. I wasn't trying to work at all because it was more important to me to be at home and reestablish my connection to home and everything. And then casting had reached out to me to read for the role. I respectfully said I'm good. They just kept knocking on the door, and eventually they said, why don't you just Zoom with Justin and talked to him. After speaking with him over the course of the call, I learned what this book was. I wasn't aware of the book and became aware of the book and came aware of his intentions behind making the film and how important it was. This isn't a mention of Justin, but they asked Brandon what working with Blake was like. Honestly, it's probably the best experience I've had working with anybody. I can honestly say that. She's just She's an extraordinary person. I continue to be blown away. I mean, her ability as an actor, her performance in this film is some of the best work I've ever seen her do, for sure, in anything. And I'm very familiar with her work. I've seen most of it. To get to share that with her feels like such an honor. Such a blessing. Her presence she's this force of life, is how I put it. She's so alive, and it's just a reflection of who she is as a human being. As a human being, she's just an incredible person, and I think it's reflected in her work. By the way, going back to this, the fact that he said that about meeting with Justin is interesting, because he said, she said in the PGA letter that she got him involved. And it seems here that he was actually instrumental in getting him on board. But anyway, more lies from her. Not surprised. Justin just posted and all the comments are asking about press. Honestly, it's so weird. Like, he's the director and one of the main characters. What happened? Right? Like, everyone else is doing press together and he's doing it alone. The Unfollowing, when they started filming, everyone was freaking out because he was in it. And now he's nowhere to be found. I don't know what could have happened, but I'm guessing it's bad since not even the writer is doing press with him. It must be apparently Blake didn't even want to sign a photo with him on it. But whatever it is must have happened recently, maybe something to do with postponing the release. Asked about working with Blake and whether there will be a sequel. Can you tell us specifically what he said? Sorry, I'm getting my hair cut. He said that she's a creative force and a genius, that everything she touches she makes better. She was involved in every aspect. Then the interviewer asked, sequel? Colleen said, the ball is in your court, you have the rights. And he just laughed and asked her if she had any ideas. Amazing, thank you. Where is this from? Thank you, so sorry. Is the above thread from this tweet, or is this tweet new from that tweet? I noticed that the actor who played the abusive guy is not on the promotion tour. Is he not a part of it? I don't think they get along. I wondered that too. He's even the director as well, so it's weird he's not seen with the others at all. Jesus. They have a lot of work to do. This one says, what is up? Justin Baldoni starred and directed this movie. Why are you totally blacklisting him? It's your loss. Something definitely happened behind the scenes. The cast and Colleen unfollowed him. It's pathetic and childish. Justin directed and starred in this movie. In the movie, people need to get over themselves and their Hollywood egos. What is this from? Adding it to the doc now. Thank you. Do you know how to run a sentiment report? No. Riley or Dervla, whoever is available, can you help create a sentiment report for this, please? Would love to see holistically if this is actually a thing. Meltwater, I haven't done before, but can figure out. Give me a few minutes. Mel and I just pulled up to TMZ dinner, and we decided to go early. We'll be done around 6, I assume. Thank you, Dervla. All right. So that's a whole big thing there. I had not read that before, so that was interesting. August 6th, same day that's happening, this fucking comes out. This fucking shit. This is ridiculous. Let's watch it together and mourn.
Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
Oh, God.
This is cool. It's not every day the husband gets to interview his wife's love interest in a film. It's kind of crazy.
I don't remember seeing this on the sketch.
Dive in, shall we? So I saw you posing in a photo with Mrs. Reynolds, and I'm sorry, what do you call her? You guys have a nickname or something? Okay, no, just so it's Mrs. Okay. I saw this photo. It was very suggestive. So I got it right here. I'm gonna get right to it. How do you explain that? The genetics? You have some sort of like low-angle SWAT routine to pop that region in that way? I mean, what's going on here, man? Are you smuggling pumpkins? Got a couple of small pumpkins there? Jesus Christ, my heart is beating like crazy right now. This reminds me when I went on that meth journey, confront my inner child.
And it was a meth journey. I think you mean like ayahuasca, like South American plant known for its medicinal benefits. Definitely not meth. You should not be doing a meth journey.
I've been on a meth journey for about 6 months now.
I mean, I'm not a doctor, but you're probably gonna die.
I feel well.
You don't look well.
Let's talk motorcycles here. Do you ride?
Yeah, a little bit.
What kind of bike do you like to ride?
I mean, anything with 2 wheels and kickstand, right?
But honestly, that could be anything. As far as I know, you just described, riding Stephen Hawking through the Nevada desert in the middle of a summer heat wave.
Well, that's a good reference now in retrospect. And yikes.
He's not gonna make it.
Ryan?
Yep.
You want to take a break?
Blake? Sure.
Hello, Brendan.
No. What?
Well, it's not every day the mother-in-law of the leading lady gets to interview the love interest, and the man trying to replace my sweet little gummy bear, Ryan. Let's dive in, shall we?
Can we not dive in?
Mom, it's Ryan. I wrote all...
Okay, I just gotta get in here and say, they don't have any sexy scenes in the movie. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie. His character does not get on with her. They don't kiss, they don't do anything. So this whole thing doesn't make any goddamn sense unless they originally planned it for Ryle, for Justin. It doesn't make any damn sense. But let's watch the end of it. And then we'll be done with this fucking shit today, because I thought I could get through all of the texts of August, but I cannot. But let's continue.
all these questions, but don't tell Brendan. I didn't expect to love him so much, so don't fucking blow this for me. Oh my God, that language.
Seriously, we don't have to do this. I mean, I'm not crazy about interviews.
Brendan, I saw the film, and may I say, you are incredible in this movie. On a scale from 1 to, I stopped taking my blood thinner medication, because if I can't have you, I don't want me.
Mrs. Reynolds, you should probably keep taking your medication. And I'm a little worried about your son. Like, he's for sure addicted to meth, right?
Damn, you're gorgeous. It creeps up on you.
Jesus, God, no.
Did you know that Ryan lost his father in 2015?
I'm sorry. And living with Ryan must have been incredibly hard for him.
Bro, I don't feel very comfortable asking this question.
Nope, I got it. I'll get it. Here, I can do that. You're not going to read it? I will then. Okay, thank you very much. That's the one. It says Ryan would love to have a new dad to have a catch. And I think he could really use a man in his life. Hugh is no spring chicken anymore. Blink once for yes, or blink once for I'd love to be your new dad.
How does any of this goddamn shit have anything to do with It Ends With Us? Like, I just can't look at this and like, what were they thinking? They weren't. They don't give a fuck. They only give a shit about their own business.
He blinked. He blinked.
Is this hell?
No, it's Iowa. That's from Field of Dreams. It's one of Ryan's favorite movies because he and his late father had so much unresolved sadness. But pride got in the way, and neither of them were able to find closure. Ryan thinks Field of Dreams is a true story because he's on
Also, this is all about Ryan. Like, no mention of Blake. Like, what the fuck are we doing here?
meth, and that drug is super scary.
Ms. Reynolds.
Call me Blake.
Oh,
I could blow your fucking mind, dog.
Oh, man. Tammy, you're great. No.
It's not every day a guy gets to interview the love interest of his best friend's wife, and the guy trying to replace Ryan as a husband and me as his best mate.
Holy shit.
I've never done an interview before, but I've done a lot of things, like crazy things in Australia. You do understand you can't even get into preschool unless you take a person's life with your own bare hands. Twice.
Totally.
So listen, I've just got one question. What the hell are you doing messing with my best buddy's wife?
Sir, I have no idea what's happening at all today. But I do have to say, while I have you here, your work in Les Mis, what a triumph. I mean, I am a huge fan. You can do it all. You're a unicorn.
That jawline. Is it when he finds the light?
No, it's like the light finds him. It just like...
That's exactly right.
That's it. I was expecting not to like him.
Oh, yeah.
But he is so nice.
The nicest guy.
So funny, charming, kind.
Yeah.
What a wonderful guy.
What is ayahuasca?
I think we found the next Wolverine.
I'm speechless. What the fuck was this? Yeah, this is the comment that you should just remember from a year ago. Turning a promotion about a movie with such serious theme into whatever the fuck this was. Yep. Love it. This is starting to age like milk, and I'm kind of here for it because they brought it all upon themselves. Love that Ryan even brings his genius marketing to Blake's movie, too. I hope that's sarcasm. Hijack an opportunity to address TV with your own personal vendetta is one of the most disrespectful things I've seen from an actor. The entitlement is wild. Ryan, the ultimate mean girl. Yeah. So let's get back to this the next time around. Thanks for watching. That felt like forever because my voice literally left me. So we ended on August 7th, 2024. Well, we're gonna begin there. and get to the end of this goddamn case, hopefully in the next episode. We'll see. Again, go to the website, YouTube, that you're on now. And please like and subscribe, which I forgot to say before, and share and comment. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.